welcome to another episode of
The Smut Club,
the podcast where smut is better with friends.
And smut it is.
And smut it is.
Y'all, we are here. It is Katie and Anna. Anna and Katie.
A classic Anna Katie mess around. Brandon was with us earlier, but he had to leave.
He had to scoot.
And he didn't read this book.
No. Well, he didn't read the last book.
Yeah. Sometimes he's just here for a good time.
Here for vibes, and it's a good time. Yeah, it's a classic Anna Katie mess around. We just had a little debrief before the show.
We had to air our grievances.
Airing our grievances.
Not even with each other. Like, grievances with the world.
It's just Sunday Scaries grievances edition.
So true.
Of just like, this is what's on my plate. I have turned off my notifications, my email notifications on my phone. I do not have those.
I actually took my work email off my phone completely.
Incredible.
So I physically cannot check it unless I'm in the building.
And that's such a good, like, ooh, I didn't get that. And everyone knows that you don't. Yeah, that's so good. Mm-hmm. I try to tell my clients that I don't check my email, like, between other, but I mean, there reaches an ethical point where, like, I do need to be aware of.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, hopefully they're not emailing you about crisis stuff.
Yeah,
I tell all my students, like, if it's a crisis, you do not email me. That is not the way to get in contact with me.
I have that on every email signature of, hey, if this is a crisis, you can't, this is who to connect with.
Yes, you cannot, I'm not going to see your email in time to help you, friend.
Yeah. But yeah, I just got a notification from a work app that had the initials of a situation. And that sparked our Sunday Scaries grievances edition conversation that, the podcast doesn't need to know. They don't need to hear.
Hey, you probably don't even care. I mean, y'all have your own stress at your own job, but, if you're ever just pulling the slack of other people at work,
I keep getting these TikToks that are, I can't imagine why. And yes, when I say TikTok, I generally mean Instagram Reel because I'm 45 currently. 45 is a great age. I look forward to being 45.
Same.
I'm not 45 yet, but I keep getting these targeted, and they're Bookstagram girlies, but they're like, if you're, and then, they're like doing something in the background and then it has the text on the screen. And it's like, if you're an oldest daughter, perfectionist, like hardworking, blah, 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 who loves smut and fairies and all, then you're in the right place. I'm like, oh, wow.
Here I am.
Wow. It's like a Swiftie, a thrifter, like book girly, oldest daughter. And it is on the nose.
Sometimes I get those where it's
in
like
a helping profession.
Yes. It's like, if you're a burnt out oldest daughter that loves smut, try this. And then like you swipe to the next one, it's like therapy. I'm like, okay, well.
Try. No.
I want actual book recommendations.
I've tried that.
I've tried that. And therapy does work, y'all.
Therapy's important.
Please do it.
It is important. But sometimes I just want to get smut recommendations.
Sometimes I just want to read about people fucking.
In conjunction with therapy. This is a therapeutic intervention all its own.
They are not mutually exclusive, actually.
They go hand in hand. they cover different needs. And speaking of dirty smut.
Not a plot in sight, you all. And we mean that in the best way.
Oh, we mean that every time we have anything less than like absolutely glowing to say about an author or about a book, all I can think of is like some girly poured her blood, sweat, and tears into this book. Mm-hmm. And I probably handle it with too much care, and the hot takes probably get a little cooled off because I'm like, this is a girly who wrote this. And good for her.
I deeply respect authors.
Exactly.
And that's why it's always so hard for me to leave less than like 3 or 4 star reviews. Because I want to get everything 5. Because I'm like, hey, you fucking wrote this book.
You wrote a book.
I've never done that before.
And.
Yeah. It's like, and as someone who's not a writer, I just read a lot. Like, what does my opinion matter? It's like, I didn't like it.
I walk this line all the time. Yeah. And I appreciate other people's reviews who are more like hard hitting and like clear, because that meets a need too. Like we need to know like actually what is this book like. And so since we are, a smut club, a book review podcast, like it's important that we do provide some honesty. So as I was reading, several things like came up where I was like, oh, I'm going to find a way to say that. And I feel that this book Similar to how all orange cats share one brain cell. The plot of this book had one brain cell firing.
One brain cell, and that brain cell was focused on how many sex scenes can we fit into one book. And you know what?
That is, if you're gonna have one brain cell,
that's the brain cell I want.
The plot was simply a very thin, mostly absent vehicle for the sex scenes.
Great.
Which, like, write holes.
Yeah, write holes all over the place in this book.
Exactly. This book
honestly, is there a wrong hole? I'm not sure there is.
I'm not sure. If we're thinking actual holes, they're all pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, are there plot holes? Maybe. I don't know. Is the plot thick enough for there to be holes in it?
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm saying. The plot there would need to be
a plot for there to be holes in the plot.
There would need to be a plot.
Ergo, there are no wrong holes.
This is, yeah. We've gone down like the decision tree, and we've distilled this down to this is just a compilation of sex scenes.
Yeah. With some, light smattering of hockey.
I'm not entirely sure that my girl Ball Cabra, yes, it's the KH. It's beautiful. We love this name, and I'm so sorry that my tiny brain cannot compute it. I'm learning, though. That's no excuse. The point is, I'm not sure that Ball has ever seen a hockey game or knows anything beyond the Stanley Cup.
Yes,
and the NHL.
My first highlight in here is the dedication, and the dedication is to the girls who love hockey, especially when it's written in ink. It's like, yeah.
Cute.
Honestly, I don't know enough about hockey to even know what is right and what is wrong.
That's helpful.
It doesn't matter to me.
That's true. That's true.
I don't care.
If this were football, we might have bigger feelings. But
true.
Yeah, that's true. I think I've maybe been to one of our local hockey games.
Yeah, I used to go when I was a kid, but I haven't been as an adult.
Yeah, let me read this blurb. We have not put a review. This is a great example of what do we say? It's great.
Yeah, I finished the book a while ago, and I normally am pretty good about writing reviews. And not that I didn't enjoy the book, I definetally did.
For what it is.
But I was like, I don't really know.
What do you say?
I didn't know how I was going to rate it.
I liked that time in the Ferris wheel.
I did like that.
I did too.
I did like that.
We'll get to that. But yeah, what do you say? I liked that time when they fucked over there.
Yeah, I also like the time when they fucked on that thing.
But I mean, maybe the girlies listening, maybe that's what they want to hear.
Yeah, I tried to scroll through some of other people's reviews of it, and some people had long, very well thought out reviews. I was like, dang, you really gleaned more from this book. Maybe I'm dumb.
maybe this is above us.
Maybe I'm too dumb for this book.
That's such a good. Maybe it's our millennial brains. Maybe these are Gen Z people who are really, they get it.
They understand it on a deep level.
That's such a strengths-based angle to take for this. That this is just above us.
Yes,
I like that.
Ye who works with teens.
Ye who worketh with a teen, with a youth.
All right, hit us with that synopsis.
3.87 stars.
Oh, this is Collide, by the way. I don't know if we said that yet.
This is Collide. Did they collide on the ice one single time? No.
No, they did race on the ice.
Did their private parts
collide?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Indeed, they did. There was a lot of
dogging left and right.
A lot of that.
Not a condom in sight.
It brings me so much joy. The first time, usually they'll use protection in the first scene, and then they make a big deal in the next time of
don't use,
I'm on the pill.
I don't.
And then he comes immediately, and he's so happy. And
I actually do love those scenes.
That is a trope in and of itself.
Oh, I love
what would we call this trope? The raw dogging.
What do they say usually? Where it's I want to feel you bare. I don't have a penis.
The bear dick trope.
Personally.
I don't either.
And so I cannot tell you the difference in feeling.
It must be pretty damn good.
I cannot imagine that it's that much different.
With how these MNCs are.
Because, as sensitive as the penis is, there's not that many nerve endings in there.
Let me tell ya.
We've got, triple your nerve endings, guys.
I'm constantly... do y'all even know?
Do you even know how many things we can feel down there?
Do you even understand? I know it does seem like a hassle. I love the no cleanup aspect of a condom situation.
Oh yes,
I love a protection moment.
Yeah. Well, I do.
Not all the time.
Sometimes, like, the author always describes, like, getting up and taking care of the condom. And it's like, okay, well, I don't really.
So, like, I'm good if I never read about the disposal of a dirty latex condom after use.
But it's always included. I'm like, I could just imagine that it happened magically. I don't need you to describe them throwing it away.
That is implied. Actually, if they've used protection, and I appreciate, please highlight consent and protection.
100%.
That is important. We need to drill that point home. We love it. We love it. Mm-hmm. Especially with the product of a teen pregnancy, which was super cute. That her parents were 18. But yeah, I'm good. We don't have to describe. We don't have to describe.
I think we're all on the same page here.
We really are. We really are. The people without the penises, we couldn't possibly know, but
can't relate.
39,000 ratings.
Wow.
4,800 reviews. How many stars do you think we got here?
Ooh.
This is just Goodreads.
3.5.
3.87.
Yeah, pretty close. So yeah, that's probably what I would give it, a 3.5.
Yeah.
That's a solid, like, this is what I like when I'm looking for a quick hit. This is the kind of book that I come to.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think we have that. Is it this one? Nope.
You pulled an Anna. I went through them all.
I clicked them all.
This is the book that you come to multiple times. If you're reading, I mean, I lost count. Oh,
just so many.
Just so many. It's fantastic. Okay, this brief little blurb written on Goodreads. We love a Goodreads. Y'all follow us. Smart is Better with Friends on Goodreads. We most books that we read, even books that we haven't reviewed on the pod, we will put a little review. We have our little shelf. We have different shelves organized on here. So especially if y'all are blasting through the smut pretty fast, you need a central location to get your data on what to read next.
Document. And then at the end of the year, you get that cute little picture of all your smut that you read.
That you can put on your social media. Yeah. Yes. That, like, no eyebrows will raise.
I don't care.
No tongues will wag. Well, maybe. Who can say?
Who can say?
All right. An ultimatum from her professor. Thrusts.
Oh.
Thrusts.
Thank you, Ball.
The first sentence. I appreciate. Do you think the author writes these?
I don't know. Probably the publisher.
Okay. Well, I don't know about this publisher either, honestly. They let this get published. An ultimatum from her professor thrusts Summer Preston into an unexpected collision with hockey captain Aiden Crawford. Yet again, side note, they don't collide. They ice skate together once. Mm-hmm. Their private parts collide, though.
Yes.
She's caught in a delicate balance between fulfilling her lifelong dream, she's 21, lifelong dream of becoming a sports psychologist and veering far away from this god-awful sport. Yeah, she's caught between... She
hates hockey.
She
hates it.
God, she hates hockey. And yet, within the first handful of chapters, there she is.
There we are.
The universe is conspiring against her. The real enemy to lover is ball and hockey.
Maybe it was the friends we made along the way. The plot was the friends we made along the way.
For Aiden Crawford being the captain, I hope people know that this breathy voice. This is when I'm reading.
That's how Anna talks.
That's my 100% how I talk. I talk in many ways. No, the breathy voice is my smart reading voice.
That's right.
Where did I go? Okay. For Aiden Crawford, being the captain of a college hockey team has its perks. Yeah, it does.
Does it? Seems like he's in trouble for most of the book.
He sure does get yelled at. Except when a reckless mistake by his team threatens to jeopardize their entire season.
Some Nate, what's his face?
I know. I was like,
Hawkins,
is this Nathaniel Hawthorne? Hawthorne, right?
Hawkins.
Hawkins. You've read Icebreaker more than once.
Yes, I have. Correct.
Yeah, I was like, is this connected to the...
It felt... I asked myself that question several times because there were some characters that came in and out. And I'm like, wait a second. I felt like I recognized this character from something else.
For those who have read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace?
Yeah, Hannah Grace.
It is the plot, and I mean, Hockey Smut, I have not gone as deeply, dove as deeply as some of y'all. But, it was very similar. Like, the rink got trashed. Some of the characters, I'm like, do y'all know each other?
Yeah, I wonder if they're friends or like collaborated a little bit.
Maybe.
Because
is Hannah Grace Canadian?
She's British.
Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah. So similar plot in some way. In some ways to Icebreaker, in the sense that the captain of the team kept getting in trouble for things going wrong
that weren't his fault
with these big angry boys.
Mm-hmm.
Consequently, his coach nominates him as the subject of a research paper. I missed that in the plot, actually. I thought
that's the reason that she was with him, because she's writing, basically doing like a research experiment on burnout in professional athletes.
Yeah.
And so to help apply for the postdoc program that she's trying to get into.
Yeah, that wasn't working so well.
Yeah.
There were some Allie Hazelwood crossovers.
There was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was going to be the subject of her, or it was her assigned subject, basically, because they said you have to do hockey.
You have to evaluate. And evaluate she did.
Lots of evaluating.
There were some ethical breaches for sure.
Breaches in her breaches.
Things were breached, if you know what I mean. It's the last thing he wants to do, especially since the girl leading the project looks like she could wield his skates as a weapon. Yeah.
She does have some intense energy.
Angry woman.
Angry girly.
Fucking insolent woman.
That's right.
We appreciated that. Yeah, the anger really carried through that was a thread.
Just angry the whole time.
Summer
which is relatable.
Was pissed.
I also have rage within me.
She just chose to unleash it on Aiden, and it didn't make me mad. Summer can't stand his blasé approach to life, and Aiden doesn't understand her uptight, scheduled one. They're so different. They're opposites.
That was not present for me in the plot. But
she never had fun in college, Katie Bird.
Oh, that's right. She doesn't go to parties. Yeah.
She doesn't go to parties, but he knows how to have a good time and still make A's.
It's all about balance, Summer. I don't know.
We'll get into our thoughts about this plot. They are off to a rocky start, and provoking each other is what they do best. He affects me.
Yes.
But defeat isn't something either of them is willing to accept.
True.
That was a really short little synopsis, and I wonder why
it was
that could
short.
Be. Well, it's not short. Aiden Crawford's dick.
That's so true.
Okay. I'm here with vibes, a few highlights, because I read this with my
she
eyeballs
used her
this time.
eyeballs to read it.
You know, excellent experience. Some things really are great to read with your eyeballs.
Some things you got to just get your eyes really close to the Kindle.
Exactly. Yeah, truly.
Put it in your
face.
Read
that again. Yeah, I am a true believer that listening to an audiobook is the same as reading it.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it is it's just a little different experience to read it with your eyeballs.
Yeah. All right. We'll jump in here. You know, I do have a significant amount of highlights, but mostly because the highlights are all in the smut.
You know, about, was it maybe like up till like 20-30% of this, grueling for me.
Was it?
And maybe that's just me.
I don't remember. I read it just like a couple weeks ago, and so I can't really remember.
Well, it will all come rushing back to you as you read. But It was just, we'll maybe your highlights will catch some of this plot.
Maybe.
We'll unpack it for our listeners.
That's a lot of trust in past me.
I'll always trust a past Katie Bird.
On page 10, so you can even see, like, with my highlights, like, starting on page 10, that's pretty late for a highlight for me. So, I had a 4.2 GPA and killer reference letters, not to mention the extremely difficult advisor's exam she implemented last year to pick out the best students. I got food poisoning from the campus cafeteria that week, but I still dragged myself to the exam. I beat every student, and I'll be damned if they take my spot now. So, some high-achieving eldest daughter energy. I mean, couldn't possibly relate.
Yeah, I can't relate with any of that. That's not at all the kind of chutzpah that I bring to my day-to-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, oldest daughter indeed.
To twin siblings, that's a whole other thing to unpack.
And they're a solid, 6-7 years younger, I think. Yeah, they're much younger. Yeah.
It's a different generation completely.
Yeah, they say if it's 7 years difference in siblings, that it's like a different family, because it is a different generation. You're not going to be in the same schools, yeah, you're going to have a much different experience.
It's completely different.
Yeah, she, straight out the gate, we were like, oh, we understand her.
We know her, yeah.
The intensity is actually kind of laid back.
From inside the house, actually.
Yeah, the call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
Takes one to know one.
Takes one to know one. I got you, girl. We understand. All right. So on page 22, we get sort of the introduction of the main plot of this book. They gave me the option of probation or community service. An air of relief fills me. That's great. I'll do community service. I will single-handedly scrub every inch of Sir Davis Dalton. I don't know what that is. The school I go to is called Dalton. It must be an Ivy League equivalent because they talk a lot about Yale and Harvard.
Stanford. Yeah, so I think that it must be...
It's a made-up Ivy. Yeah, it's a made-up Ivy.
It's a made-up Ivy. It's implied...
Yale is their big rival. They don't like Yale at all.
I think the intersections of smut and academia... Interesting.
Yes.
Maybe not... Undergrad academia is maybe not the vibe for me, personally.
True.
It's interesting. It's a great place to get a lot of young folks together.
Yep.
Who are all fucking.
They're all just doing whatever they want.
It comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Aiden, so Aiden is he's gonna scrub every inch because he got in trouble with his coach, his angry coach.
Coach gives me an unsettled look. As great of a mental image as that is, it's not that simple, he informs me. A lot goes into eligible community service hours, and since we don't have a precedent, it's going to be play-by-play. I snort. Like a prison sentence where I get out on good behavior. Yes. You're in no place to be a smartass, he reprimands. I would have been forced to put you on probation if it wasn't for her. Wasn't for who? Okay, so
who could it possibly be?
Some forced proximity, enemies to lovers vibes. So he's just gonna have to work with her on this freaking project that she's doing.
It's giving Mutt and Alexis on Schitt's Creek.
Yes,
I read that and immediately was like, oh, forced. But she is not doing parallel community service with him. He is being sentenced to being her research subject. Right. We had to do a similar kind of comprehensive panel of tests and assessments.
Oh, sure.
And
that was really fun.
Interviews on one another. So I know some things about some members of our cohort that are just pretty detailed.
Yeah.
We did it over and over and over again.
That was a really weird project that they were just like, hey.
The one for assessment?
Do a case study on your freaking classmate.
Yeah, and then what am I supposed to do? Turn that in to my professor?
Yeah.
To learn all of this about my friend?
I'm going to tell you, I already have the degree. Try to take it away from me. I made that shit up. I told the person I was working with. I told the person I was working with, I was like, look, I'm going to make some shit up unless you really want me to put your personal details. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not going to put the actual... It was like some confidential, vulnerable shit.
Yep. I was like, we're making that shit up. We both agreed. I was like, whatever you put on there, I don't give a fuck.
Because with a client, their identity is hidden. There's no way you can know who I'm talking about. And I'll still have ethics and integrity about what I disclose. But like, this is somebody that they're grading too. This is somebody they know.
It's my initials in that paper. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I was like, look, my dad is dead. You can take that. And then whatever else you put in there, I don't care.
Fill in the blanks. You'll probably be right.
You know what? I don't care. But yeah. What a bullshit project.
Yeah, that was. So
let me give you a list of the bullshit projects we had to do when we were in graduate school.
Yeah, I think you had a lot more in school counseling.
I made up a lot of stuff, let me tell you.
No, you did an incredible job. You were the summer of that program.
Was I? I don't think so.
You were achieving.
Well, I did well.
Yeah.
Because I'm a suck up.
Because you care about your work.
Yeah, well.
Similar to summer. Except you know how to have a good time.
That's true. I was having a good time. I was having a moderate time. Mid. It was mid, yo.
Feeling pretty mid.
So the next thing I had was just like, meet Aiden Crawford, the captain of our hockey team. So she's getting introduced to her subject of her project.
Hockey.
She's being forced, which is so weird to me. Like, your professor is just forcing you to do it on this one person. You don't get any choice at all. This is weird.
Sus.
Yeah, sus. And what a shame that she has to study this large, hot man.
She walks in, immediate attraction to him. He sounds absolutely beautiful. What actor would we say?
Ooh.
This was almost like a Ryan Reynolds, I thought.
Yeah, he had some silly, goofy energy.
But like the green eyes.
He had brown hair and green eyes. Super
like the
tall.
darker skin, tall, built.
Yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds is a good description.
It's kind of like a golden boy.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a sad boy.
The all-American.
All-American. Beautiful.
An all-American boy.
Travis Kelce, but with maybe some more brain cells.
Yeah. You know, Travi, he does his best.
He's the love of our lives.
You know, all of those brain cells, football is a very hard sport. So all of those brain cells are going right to football.
Yeah.
You have to be able to like really think your way through some stuff if you're going to play football.
That's such a good point that like if we were sports analysts, and you are more so than I, but if we were like really listening to his sports, whatever, him talk about work, his field of study.
Yeah, he probably.
We might be like, oh wow, he really knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
But out in the world, he's just being silly goofy.
He's a silly goofy.
Yeah,
piece of bread to a squirrel.
Piece of bread to a squirrel.
Olive Garden with Papa.
Anyway,
I love him.
So later on page 35 or 34, 8% of the book, I did highlight, it seems like this is going to be a series. Cassidy Carter is the twin sister of Cole, a junior defender on our team. Cole lives with us, holed away in the basement. So Cole seems like he's going to get a book. She occasionally shows up at the house to yell at him for hitting on her friends. I had no idea she lives in Iowa, house, or that she's friends with Summer Preston. So it seems like
there's a sorority house. Yes.
Cole's probably going to get a book, and I bet Cassie's going to have a brother's best friend situation.
That'd be fun.
That's the vibe I get.
That's the setup.
Yeah.
I also think, is it Kian? Kian. He was giving older brother on. I got the idea that he was Asian. I don't want to read into that too much, but he was giving older brother on Summer I Turned Pretty, and how he's like best friends with Summer. I mean, this couldn't work exactly, I guess, but then how that was sister's best friend.
Best friends.
Because, like, if from Taylor, was it Taylor?
Oh, Taylor, yes.
From Taylor's perspective, she fell in love with her best friend's brother.
Yeah. I thought Kian was sweet. He's a sweet character.
Yes. So there was some. So I will say, when I say like that, the plot was absolutely boring the life out of me. That I see what our girl is doing. She is setting this up to build an empire, which I respect deeply. But there was just so many details about so many little babies, so many little side characters. And I'm like, that's so great. I'm so glad they're all friends, and these are their relationships, and this is what they do, and this is who they hook up with, and there's a Tabitha, and I don't know.
I'll be honest that anytime there was another dude's name,
I was just skimmed.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know who this person is. I'm just gonna.
That's exactly.
The only one I knew was Kian because he has a class with Summer, and that's how he was getting all of his information was because Summer was in the same class. But the rest of them, I was like, I don't know who these people are. Who the fuck's Eli?
Came up. Westbrook, it came up so many times.
Eli Westbrook, that is a character.
Isn't that an icebreaker?
There is a Westbrook in another book. I know this to be true.
There were a few of these names where I was like, I know that name. I know who that is. Where do I know them from? I can't be bothered with it right now.
But a crossover because I was like, Westbrook is definitely a name I've heard before.
Yeah, that started getting interesting. What it is making me wonder though is I went to undergrad in, I don't know, early 2010s. That dates me. I don't care. I'm 31. Y'all, I'm proud of my age. Aging is a privilege.
That's right. Aging is a privilege.
As a woman, I'm allowed to get older. I can have feelings about it. And, anyway, I'm not ashamed of my age. Younger girls, take note. It's good to grow up.
That's right.
And I am curious now. I know there was smut then. I wasn't into it because Jesus. But I am curious now how this is affecting the social landscape in college circles, because if girlies are reading this in college, all of this college sports smut, is this making the girlies feral for these different,
I hope it's
Savannah Bananas, in pop culture this is huge now.
Oh yeah, I really hope that
the college athletes
it's shooting their standards through the roof. I hope that we're not just finding the next guy at the frat party. We've got.
Good point.
We're looking for an Aiden Crawford. As far as MC, he's not a bad one.
No, he's great. He's what he is. That's such a good point. Okay, maybe it's raising the girly standards.
Yeah. All right. Page 36. This is Aiden's perspective. This book does flip perspectives. We get both sides, which is something I do enjoy.
That was fun.
In a smutty book. This is Aiden's perspective. I watch her in a trance. There's so much fire in every word that she spits at me. It's like watching a captivating performance. Momentarily, I'm distracted by the thin t-shirt she's wearing that reaches her thighs, and I'm busy reading the text on it when she snaps her fingers to bring my attention back to her face. So a girly with rage. A girl just like us. She's just
snap. Look up here. My eyes are here. She does this a couple of times.
She does. I mean, she is just full to the brim with so much rage.
She cannot be bothered by him, which we find out here. I'm sure it'll come up. But her dad, she's got some daddy problems. # daddy problems.
Yeah.
Daddy issues come up. Her dad was a pro hockey player, still is, I guess, a coach.
A coach now.
NHL, Stanley Cup, all these things, buzzwords. And so hockey, ew.
Hockey's ew. My dad plays hockey, and I hate my dad.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. That was the plot.
Like, that's the plot. That's the whole plot.
Ew, I can't fall in love with you.
And
you're
I
a
hate
hockey
my dad.
player.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're different than my dad. But no, you're the same.
Yeah, it's just, like, Summer was an interesting character in that she didn't step outside of herself at all. And, like, the dad was like, I was just trying to provide for my family. I was 18 years old.
I was 18.
I was 18 and I had a baby.
I'd like to make it right now.
Yeah. And she was like, you ignored me. It's like, okay.
You're on my yacht. So...
The way that she just rejected his money, I'm like, girl,
I don't need your money.
I can't relate.
Only girlies who've had a lot of money say, I don't need your money.
Exactly.
Only girlies who don't know what it feels like to provide for yourself.
Whoever said money can't solve your problems must not have enough money to solve them.
True. Because let me tell you, money makes it a lot easier.
Hey,
does it make you happy? Yeah, it could buy you a lot of happiness. You're still you.
One of A's favorite country songs is the song that's like, they say that money can't buy everything, but it can buy me a boat.
Yeah,
it can buy me a boat.
That song.
It can buy me a truck.
And in the song, I forget who sings it. It's like he's like, explain this to me, really, because like
you're telling me that
I need a. Do you know how happy I'd be on a boat? I can confirm. Yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing.
A's like, but it could buy me a boat. Like, I don't understand.
His logic brain is like, this holds up.
This makes sense.
This country song has an excellent point.
This argument is true. Not a fallacy in sight.
I appreciate this artist's logic. Well, he sips on a Coca-Cola.
Sweet A, who's like just so stoic, he does love country music, which is so funny to me.
He loves. No, he doesn't.
He does.
You're making that up.
That's a true fact.
Does he sing it?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Who's his favorite artist?
Oh, he doesn't have favorite artists.
He just listens to it?
He just like has songs that he likes. So there's a
You're
specific playlist that is on our Spotify of just like country music. He loves it.
What does he love about it?
Just slow it down.
Stop! Yo,
I had a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt.
What was it?
She was killing me in that mini skirt.
The fact that we know the words.
Skipping rocks down the river on the railroad tracks.
We could remember every word of that song right now.
Oh, yeah.
Every last word.
It's like anytime Friends in Low Places comes on, it's like, hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm ready to sing every single word to this song.
Squeaking's gotta stop.
Anyway,
You're working?
Let's talk about country songs. What's up?
Okay, is this better? Okay, we have
Savannah live on the phone.
On the phone. She was taking a break from her busy day to answer some crucially important questions. We were just trying to remember the words off the top of our heads to a very popular song that we are sure, now having seen you and Daisy Dukes in a bikini top holding a rifle, we are now 100% sure you know the words to this.
Because, there are so many country songs that you just know in your brain and you don't know how you learned them or where they came from. So we will start the song. We want you to see if you can finish the lyric.
Okay.
I had a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt.
My white t-shirt. He was killing me in that mini skirt. Skipping rocks on the river by the railroad tracks.
Okay, keep going because we don't remember the rest. I remember it. Suntan lines.
Oh, what was it?
Oh,
suntan red lipstick. Yeah.
Suntan lines, a red lipstick. What was it?
Oh, what was it? It was suntan lip. It's okay. If S was on the phone right now, he'd be singing the whole thing. This is his favorite song. So you need to listen not knowing this.
He loves it. Why?
Yes. Tim McGraw is his all-time favorite.
Tim McGraw is iconic.
This is killing me. They used to play this. They used to play this in my gym class when I was in elementary, middle school. When we would play, I can't remember.
I would something for that first kiss. I would do something for it's right.
Had a barbecue stand.
Worked so hard for that first.
Worked so hard for that first kiss.
Something like that.
Yes.
A heart don't forget.
Something like that. That's
a moment like yes, something like that. Us.
Yes, we did it. No,
we did it.
We did it. People keep walking by, and I'm just over here in the corner singing.
Amazing. Oh, Savannah, thank you so much. We knew we could count on you in our hour of need.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm always happy to help.
Our listeners are forever grateful as well.
Yes, and we are doing a hockey smut this week, and
yeah, you're going to love it.
Let me tell you. Not a plot to be seen.
Only the right
holes. That's my favorite kind of hockey smut. That's the only kind of hockey smut you need to read. Outside of Icebreaker.
Yes. Iconic.
Yeah, it's Collide if you wanna hit up that.
I will. I'll actually be moving that up.
Very good. Very good.
You are.
Love
right
you.
Now.
Good to
I just
talk
finished
to
a
you.
memoir, and I need something that's just smut.
You need it.
Oh, it'll take you about 2 hours because
perfect.
I'll tell you, it's just smut.
Ideal. Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for helping us in our time of need. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Love you. Talk to you later.
Love you.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Just interrupting her day. She's trying to be learned. She's a learned woman.
She's working for our community.
That's right.
She is in a leadership position with a nonprofit.
Taking a leadership class.
Oh my God.
Hey, can you sing this song to us?
Well, we thought that she was shopping.
We looked at her location and we could see that she was on campus, and it looked like she was
campus,
at the campus shop.
We're like, well, she's getting the Lululemon
Because Lululemon does a collaboration with our team. So we thought she was just buying her Lulu.
No, she's not. Actually,
she's actually
working.
making herself better. She's bettering herself.
She's attending a course.
Anyway,
but she had time. She had time to
sing that song. You're welcome. That was for free.
Yeah, that was applicable because Aiden Crawford is a country boy.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't miss that part of the plot, or you missed that part of the plot. He loves country.
Doesn't he live in
No, that's not the point. That's not the point. And you know that's not the point of country. Country is a feeling, not a location.
Okay, well,
country is an energy.
Because
country is not a location.
When I went to high school, at the high school that I went to, there were boys who were just like in their belt buckles with cowboy hats and cowboy boots, and I'm like, we live in the same town.
There is no place.
What cows are you wrangling in this very, very
we are right outside
upper
the
middle
city
class?
The city limits. There are lake homes, but that's all.
Yeah. You're not wrangling cattle, my friend.
Dear Lord. Not a cow in sight.
Not a single cow.
You know what? But Savannah, with her antlers on her car. She do.
What a gift it was to know Savannah when she was a teen.
That's incredible. I wish I could go back in time dearly. Her partner is a hockey player. If y'all remember Icebreaker, which we've referenced a few times now, that we have an episode where we did call Savannah and asked our burning questions.
That's right.
Well, she helped us. But that's good to know that her partner is also a country fan and that he loves Tim McGraw, because that's fitting the stereotype. Now we know hockey players have big trucks like country.
That's true. He does drive a huge truck.
And have lettuce.
That's coming together for me now.
They have lettuce. Is that what it's called?
They have lettuce on their heads. Now, yeah, and Tim McGraw, as far as like country artists go, Tim McGraw is flawless. Is the one to love. Yeah. He's truly great. Holds up. Amazing. A Taylor Swift song called Tim McGraw.
Taylor Swift is endorsed. Sorry, y'all. We're eating leftover Sour Patch Kids.
So you're on your own Sour Patch Kid.
And shall we pause briefly for our... This is just short and spicy information.
45 minutes. Page 9.
Well, just briefly. We had lots of food for our Taylor Swift. Our Swifter Bowl. Or the Swifty Super Bowl party. And one of them was You're on Your Own Sour Patch Kid.
You're on your... And we just put one single Sour Patch Kid in a cup.
Little cups. And then, displayed them.
People thought that they had meat in them. They were like... What is this?
It did look like an edible. Yeah. Oh my God.
People were like, what is this?
This is a Sour Patch Kid. This is candy for children.
Like, is this a weed? And I'm like, no. That's a good idea,
way more fun.
We have connections and we could have made that happen. We didn't think far enough ahead.
I know. They would have been in the shape of kids, though. They needed to be for the joke.
Well, we could make them in shape of kids.
We sure could. Friends in high places.
And by we, I mean... our sweet friends that have been on this podcast before.
Connections. Friends in high places.
Allegedly.
We also had I Knew You Were Truffle, Alyssa DeClaire's.
Should have said nachos. Queso it goes. A getaway sidecar.
Now that we don't guac. Y'all get it.
Invisible string cheese.
I was going to say there was something with that. And then the chicken, we had Seemingly Ranch. And handsome as... My beer's Ricochet.
Handsome as Jell-O for our Jell-O shots. Perfect. Anyway, y'all care deeply about that.
Y'all get it. Anyway.
Super important.
That's how we spend our time.
Skipping rocks on the river down the road by the railroad tracks.
Suntan lines and red lipstick.
I worked so hard for that first kiss, but a heart don't forget. Now
she's in business casual, just singing in a corner. Thanks, Savannah.
Thank you. Okay, page 38 at 46 minutes. That's fine.
Ideal, actually.
I turned to the fuming girl who's typing intentionally loud on her laptop, funeral flowers in hand. Now that was funny.
That was cute.
He was trying to apologize. and he went to the flower shop.
And he got a wreath of flowers. Girls wreath. Like this.
First of all,
he's grown up under a rock.
He's
obviously.
Never spoken to a woman in his life.
Like, clearly.
You're getting a woman flowers and you pick a wreath.
Have you ever seen a cartoon or a romantic comedy? Here's
a wreath. And so he checks out the store, and the store guy was like, my condolences.
And then he shows up with it, and then she's like, what?
So who died?
And then he's like, oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. So he brings a funeral wreath to her to apologize.
That's pretty funny.
I approach her like a man would a lion. With a slow lift of her eyes, she watches me take her laptop and place it on the coffee table. Can you imagine? If I am mad at you and I'm on my computer working and you remove it from my lap.
Oh, wait, he did that?
He pulled it out.
Absolutely not.
You're dead. You're being
I'm
buried You're buried in the backyard. How dare you?
That's equivalent to like me angry texting someone and you removing the phone from my hand.
Oh, absolutely. You're not. If I'm angry at you, do not take anything out of my hands,
regardless of what it is. Yeah. But if I'm like, no, absolutely not.
Oh,
thin ice.
Thin fucking ice, Aiden.
God, wow, he was digging his own grave.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Dumb boy.
She would. I mean, for an angry girl, she did not react in the way that I would react, which is murder.
Big dumb boy. It's because he's cute. I swear he's got to look like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. My next note is on page 42, and this is really just... This is the other only plot that happens in the book. It's that she hates her dad.
Compelling plot.
Yeah. He loves my mother in every meaning of the word. I grew up with their love suffocating the room while I yearned for a morsel, except that I realized that it didn't belong to me. Not to the baby they had at 18 who almost derailed my father's hockey career. Definitely not to the oldest daughter who has too much to say and isn't afraid to want better for her sisters.
Ooh.
So... She's an opinionated girl. She was the product of a teenage pregnancy. Like, that's hard.
Yeah. It does help to build some compassion and add some depth to this character. It was an interesting... My heart goes out to her. And she's handling it in a very 21-year-old
Correct.
way.
Yes.
I can say that, wrong holes. Yeah.
Wrong holes.
We can just skim over it, though.
Yes. I mean, you get it.
Yeah.
A girl with daddy issues.
Sure.
More wrong holes on page 52. We have a ice skating competition. They have a bet. They skate.
They sure do.
And she pushes him, distracts him. I don't know how. Oh, she falls, and that distracts him, and then she gets up and she wins.
She sure does.
Yeah.
And then what does she win because she won? She gets bragging rights, for one thing. He never thought that she could skate. She sure could.
Was the deal that he would answer her questions for the project?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. It started building some tension between them, though. It was also a little bit of like with Bridgerton with Anthony and Kate.
Kate. It was there
when they were doing the croquet, and they were so angry about it.
So
competitive.
Me. On page 54, we're talking about Summer has a 10-year plan. Her life is figured out. She's figured it out.
She really does.
And she will not be straying from that 10-year plan.
You were not in this class. Hope was, because we were on different tracks after a certain point. We two roads diverged in the woods.
In a yellow wood.
Yes, exactly. Cue the poem. But we had to make a 5-year plan for our careers.
Ugh.
I looked back at it the other day.
Did you laugh?
I felt terrible. No, I felt like a failure for a long time.
Come on.
Yes, and then I just reprioritized.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're talking about her 5-year plan. And she says, after my master's and PhD, I want to work with Olympic athletes as a sports psychologist. Then I'll probably marry an accountant and have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Well, that's... I don't know if you can really control that unless you do IVF, but good luck.
Can you even do it with IVF?
There are some ways where you can't, I'm not going to, I don't know. I don't know.
That makes me wonder.
I don't want to make up facts, but I feel like there are some stages of when you're creating embryos that you can like decide.
Oh, that'd be so interesting. Yeah. Well, with chromosomes, yeah. Okay. With the male chromosome, because that's who determines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that could work.
Yeah.
Interesting.
An accountant? You're into bald dudes who would rather choke on their coffee than sit in their cubicle? I'm not even going to touch the fact that she had the kids all figured out. She probably knows what zodiac sign they'll be too.
Yeah.
They're good with math. People who excel in STEM fields are generally better equipped to last in partnerships. True. She's
Data.
right. So you want to marry a robot. I want to marry a stable man.
Ooh.
A stable man who probably can't make you come. Hey now.
Well,
Disrespect.
that was a little too far.
The words fall out of my mouth before I can think better of them. To my relief, she ignores them, but not before rolling her eyes. Anyway, that's my example. Your turn. Look. When you're 21, a stable man sounds boring.
It sure does.
When you're a grown-ass adult...
You know what? There is nothing more incredible than a stable man. You want to know what my stable man has been doing for the past 3 days?
Just building a closet.
You know who he's building this closet for?
For his wife.
For me. He's been building me a closet for 3 days. Just building it with the plans that your partner helped him draw out. But just, that's boring to some. But at 31 years old, that is hot.
Yeah. My stable man's going to be building me a kitchenette in my bonus room.
Yeah. He's building it for you because he's stable.
Yeah, and let me tell you, stable men are just as good in bed as famous hockey players.
If anything, they're more determined.
Just eager to please,
They're
honestly.
eager to please.
Eager to please, babe.
They'll do the research. They'll
So much
show up.
research.
It's just, y'all.
They're just happy to be here.
10 out of 10. Highly recommend marrying a good man. I don't know if y'all knew, but it's actually pretty great and exciting in its own way.
Yeah. So true. One of the prerequisites for grad school was to attend a counseling session with an on-campus therapist last semester.
Oh no.
I was all for it until it got down to the nitty-gritty. Well, that's true for most people, actually.
That's actually definitely how it works.
Most of the time people will just show up. They'll be like, I'm fine. And then when it gets to be scary, they're like, never mind. Actually, I don't want to do this anymore.
Actually, this is the last thing. Yeah.
It's not fun.
Got a blast.
We unearthed my abandonment issues. Who said therapy isn't fun? Sophia, my assigned counselor, had a lot to say about how I treated relationships. Apparently, my plan to abandon people before they abandon me isn't healthy. That's true.
Well, I felt a little called out as well. I was like,
that is a way to do things. That is protective.
There's some parts of us who want to protect us in that way. Want to put some distance.
She said my only friends since freshman year have been Amara and Cassie, as well as Samson, who doesn't count since I've known him forever. But because I don't create attachments to people who in fear I won't be good enough for them to stick around. Thanks, Dad. Now, that doesn't really belong to your dad.
It doesn't. Yeah. That's a good point, Katie Bird.
Yeah, that's not your dad's fault.
It sucks that's at some point, and the line can feel kind of blurry, but at some point, if you're a grown-up,
big girl,
it's yours because it's inside of you.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, always. A lot of things happen to us.
It could be a direct result of someone else's behavior.
Or systemic inequality.
Yes,
there are a lot of things that are exactly there, out of our hands. But then they come into our stories and they come into us.
Yeah.
We got
we got to do something about it before we abandon everybody we ever knew and loved.
Yeah. And then, because these relationships are your relationships.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, the only person who is losing in this scenario is you, because you're the one that's losing your relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like she started dancing around that in those counseling sessions. And then
she was like, never mind.
I mean,
the next
also
line is,
me at 21.
we worked through most of it. I say most because I still haven't talked to my dad. Okay.
It was interesting as a counselor to be reading this. Like, no judgment at all. For those of y'all who are curious about.
No judgment. You're talking to the queens of daddy issues over here.
Like we get it.
Oh, 100%.
And that's going to come back to bite
It's a little different being, as I hold the mic away from my mouth, being a grown adult reading about people whose brains are still squishy.
That is what struck me as I read this. And that's just for the girlies who are listening. We have readers of all different demographics. But it did, some of it was a little less compelling and less interesting. The things that she was wrestling with, because I could relate 10 years ago,
sure,
very strongly, but I'm not there anymore. And so that's a fine line to walk, though.
It's easy for me to be like, oof, you gotta figure that out, when I have already done that. Like, I've done the work, and I'm at 21. I also was an emotional wreck who didn't know how to maintain relationships.
But I had to work through that because I see. Yes, it takes the fun out of it to read about some college student stuff sometimes, because it's not enjoyable, because I just see like, you have to, like, it's not cute and playful sometimes, because I'm like, actually, no, you do got to work through that.
Yeah. Well, I also am wary of like perpetuating ideas of like blaming other people for things that do belong to you. Like, yes, absolutely. There are things that people should have never done to you. And now you have all of these things inside of you that do belong to you, but it wasn't your fault that it happened.
They do belong to you, but it wasn't your fault. And we agree it wasn't your, I'm never going to align with like that you asked for people to harm you in any way. And like, now you get a choice of,
like, what are you going to do with it?
You didn't have a choice that, your family was structured that way, my girl Summer, but you do have a choice in now what you choose to do about it. Mm-hmm. And she is choosing to remain in control. She is saying, I will fix this by isolating myself.
Yes.
And by marrying an accountant.
And having man. I need, hey, 2 children. That is one way to handle it.
It is. We contain multitudes.
That's right.
But so it was fun then to have, a predictable plot, but to then have her connected with Aiden Crawford.
Silly, goofy golden retriever man.
Yeah, hockey player.
This is kind of a reverse Grumpy Sunshine, I would say.
Oh, she does get called Sunshine a lot. It is a reverse Grumpy Sunshine.
Don't call her Sunshine. She gets very angry.
Yeah, she doesn't like it very much.
It is fun, though. We do have a female main character who's multiracial. She's part Indian. I think her dad is white, but her mom is Indian. So they celebrate Diwali, which was really cute.
They incorporate some beautiful, oh my gosh, the Turkish drama. Is that what they called it?
Yes.
That was cute.
Really cute.
Which makes me curious as a learner and appreciator of other cultures. Like, I'm familiar with telenovelas. Mm-hmm. I'm not, mostly through Jane the Virgin, and because I took a Spanish class which required me to watch them like actually in Spanish, and that was fascinating. I'm curious about a Turkish drama.
Yeah.
Like, is it a soap opera?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe our listeners know. Maybe y'all can recommend some.
Y'all watch Turkish dramas? Let us know. It sounds great. As a lover of drama?
As a lover. A great consumer of drama.
As a gossip doctor myself.
I'm passionate about it, though.
Page 62. This is where we get a little tension building. We love it. Last one in the pool has to pay for the other's dinner, I say before taking off. Just as I'm about to hop off the edge and dive into the pool, Aiden's arms hook around my waist, and we spin into the water, his back hitting first.
That was hot.
I'm engulfed in chlorine-treated water, and him. When we break through the surface...
You all over me.
That's right. I'm still trapped against his hard body. I don't lose, Preston. He whispers against the shell of my ear.
Shell of the ear.
The shell of the ear.
Oh, I highlighted that too.
Did you?
Yes. I think we were like, thank God. There's something.
Yes.
Something. Oh, yeah. An involuntary shiver goes to my skin before I disentangle myself from his arms and swim away. I wonder how my skin still burns when I'm submerged in cold water.
Yeah, so hey, look, whatever research she's doing, I like this one. Research of the shell of the ear.
Yeah.
That's the kind of research
that's
I'm
some
into.
Data. Yeah, shell of the ear. I like that he is wooing her, winning her over.
Yeah.
There's some real...
He is very patient with her.
Yeah. We get into it later of how he doesn't pressure her, but he's definitely... falling in love.
Falling in love. Page 79. So this is one of those areas that has it tells you other people highlighted this, which I love.
I know.
I think that's really
it feels
cute.
Like such a community. It makes me so happy.
Feeling brave, I pull her hair tie and let her soft brown waves fall around her shoulders. She's got big brown wavy hair. It's so pretty.
Yes.
When she tries to snatch the hair tie, I slide it onto my wrist. Maybe you have a headache from your hair being in a death grip. Okay.
That's too far from a man with short hair.
That's how I like it, she declares. I raise my brows, making her roll her eyes. I like it down. She snorts. Good to know. I'll throw out all my hair ties because Aiden Crawford likes it when girls wear their hair down.
I like that.
Wrapping the bandage around her ankle, I glance at her. Not girls. You.
Oh, not girls. No.
This is a Streets and Sheets moment.
Yeah.
Do I want a man's opinion about my hair?
Absolutely not.
Fuck off. No, I don't.
This is my hair on my head. Leave me be.
I mean, but in this scenario, not girls. You. That's hot, okay?
That's hot. You're telling me that you like my hair the way it naturally is?
Yes, you like my natural hair.
And you care for my well-being?
You don't like it to squish my head.
You're concerned that I'm getting a headache because my ponytail is too tight. Oh my god! I mean, fuck off.
I mean, don't tell me what to do with my hair, but
your interest and compassion is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's sweet.
It's like Jay saying, "But have you had any water today?"
Fuck off.
Those fun little headaches.
Excuse me, sir.
Where he says, "Have you had coffee and a stimulant for breakfast at 4 p.m.?" Fuck off.
None of your business, actually.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I know. I have listeners. My hair is curly. I've got lots of curly hair on my head, and occasionally
exactly the same curl pattern as Jay.
Yes. If he were to grow his hair out as long as mine, we would look the same.
You would look identical to one another.
His hair is a little bit lighter than mine, but
yes.
But occasionally when I do get my hair cut, my hair person will like straighten it or blow it out and make it curly.
Oh, please tell the story.
Okay, 2 stories. But it's always sweet because A is like, I like your hair like this, but this is not your hair.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. When we first started dating,
he's like, this is not your hair.
This is not your hair.
Yeah.
When we first started dating, he told me, he was like, I've always liked girls with curly hair. I was like, that's me.
That's so sweet. Yeah, his sister, or at least the one I know, has straight hair.
Oh, yeah, the other one,
like
both,
mine,
like thin, straight hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one.
So
you went to work then with your blowout.
Yes, I had my hair straight
but like gorgeous, like blowout. So like curled at the end.
Yes, big volume.
Some Dolly Parton.
Real Dolly Parton energy.
Just bouncing into work.
The good thing about having like coarse hair is that it does hold like other curls better, which is nice. But I don't always do my hair that way. And when a curly girl comes in with straight hair, it is just everybody has to talk about it.
You have such good curls though. Like your curls do like anyway. It looks so good. And I know I saw your curls that day. I almost called them what you're about to say. Sorry. Continue with the story.
So I have this principal who works with the counselors, and he says things that are unintentionally funny. I'm sitting at the tall table in this common area, just doing my supervision duty, and he walks over. I'm typing away on my computer, and he stops, and he's like,
a man,
a white man. He stops, and he's like, your hair is different. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And he was like, it's so curly. And then he stops, and he's like, wait, your hair is always curly. These are different curls, special curls. I was like,
the way he like is actively processing, like the wheels are turning outside of his brain. Wait, your hair is always. These are different curls, special curls. That's what we call them,
special girls. Oh my god, it was so fucking funny, and I was like, wait,
and none of it was a compliment.
No.
None of it was.
I was like, anyway.
Thank you for, and yes, and he's bald. It was just so funny.
Just a bald man.
Just so funny to me. Anyway, it brought me joy. I hope our podcast listeners appreciate special curls.
Special curls.
We know, girlies know. Like that's a great name for them. Yeah, special curls.
They're special curls.
We know when they're special curls. He knew they were special curls.
He knew something was different. But your hair is always curly, so these curls are different from your other curls.
Special curls.
So funny.
It's funny to me.
All right, page 102. More common highlights. We love it. Don't you have a game? She finally asks. The reminder of the loss feels less painful when I'm with her. Oh, they lost their game. How sad. Can't remember what game it was. It was earlier. I came here to study. She nails me with a skeptical look. You never study in the library. Needed a change of scenery, I shrug. But she's right. I prefer the chaotic nature of the house. Can't relate. Libraries are too quiet for me. Okay.
Well.
So you came to the furthest library on campus, she presses. Took me 3 tries. For what? To find this one. The others didn't have what you were looking for? I smile. Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah. It kind of hot in a stalker way.
Hot in a stalker way. Went to 3 other libraries. Big campus.
I will say, college campus libraries are hot.
Yes.
Like, it's just so quiet there. You can't make a single sound.
And the stolen glances.
Yes.
And the, like, sneaking around.
100%.
I love a smut in a library. Like, it's forbidden.
Yeah. Oh, A and I we didn't hook up in the library ever, but, like, we would, like, go on study dates in the big college library. And it was just, like, so tension and spicy. Just, like,
spicy.
Being so quiet and, like, holding hands under the table.
It's fun. Come on. It's so, like, I don't know. It's just, and there's all these, like, corners. You've been in it now that it's remodeled, and it's just fun.
Yes.
It's enjoyable. I have a highlight in here.
Oh, yes, please.
This is page 82. Rules are made up. Points don't matter. But this is from her perspective. She's so angry with him, you know. Me. She's coming into his house. Inside, I try to catch my breath, but it gets caught somewhere in my chest when I see Aiden in the kitchen. This is what I highlighted. His blue Under Armour long sleeve outlines the movement of his back muscles so perfectly. I hate it.
I hate it. Ew.
She hates it.
She sounds like she hates it.
Gross.
That's gross.
Stop it.
This hot man is near me.
In his athleisure. Washing dishes. Fuck you. I hate it.
How dare you be hot and wash dishes?
Gross. That's what I mean. Like, she hates it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's relatable, though. Mm-hmm. It's like, come on. Just do, like, one thing that's wrong.
Just mess up so that I stop
Be
falling in love
gross.
with you.
Okay, on page 107. Is this how normal people feel? Because being stress-free is peaceful and terrifying all at once.
Yes.
Currently, everything is on track, and there's an empty, stress-shaped hole in my stomach. It feels too good to be true, like I'm forgetting about a 50-page essay that's due tomorrow.
This is exactly...
Oh, you feel calm and at peace? That's gross. I would hate for that to happen to you. I wrote, we gotta fix that. Turn the smallest thing into a chaotic disaster right now.
Create chaos around you.
A problem.
Find stress. The therapist is saying, create problems. Your nervous system is regulating.
Uh-oh.
You're finding safety and groundedness.
Scary. Can't
Fuck
be doing that.
up immediately.
Yeah, I got to.
And then come and talk to me about it, honey.
That's right.
And then we'll talk about
I mean, look, the calls come over inside the house. Look, I just... I feel relaxed.
Never. What did I do over
Christmas?
Christmas?
I must fight my partner right now.
Yeah, I would never do something like that. Over Christmas, you shot this down so fast, it broke my heart. But you sure did. You sure did. You shot this idea down.
I'm a ruiner of fun.
It was Christmas break. I was off for a week, and I was inspired to pursue getting my real estate license.
Oh, yes. And I said, now, Anna...
This was a few weeks ago, y'all.
Are we in control of our current job?
I'm actively discussing ways to restructure this business. And you are like, so what I'm hearing is... No, you didn't even entertain it. You were like, no.
I don't think so.
No, you did your little finger wag. You went, no. I'm like, I want to have fun. I can fix this job.
Things were starting to level out with...
Things were getting too calm.
She got an office that she loved, a community that she likes to work for.
But things actually started getting better. That's the humor.
Yeah, things started to level out, and she's like, I think I should get my real estate license. Crazed look in her eye. Hope was on my side, too. She was like, I don't think so.
the speed with which y'all were like, no. I'm like, so help me God.
Out of protection for our friend.
All that I'm trying to do. But in retrospect, it's because I was feeling more grounded. So,
yes.
Anyway.
Everything was fine, but you just needed to drop a bomb in the middle of your life real quick.
Perhaps our nervous systems are a little more attuned to stress than they are to peace.
That's okay.
And that is something we can always grow in.
That's right.
We're always healing and growing and moving towards wellness.
Sometimes feeling calm can be scary, but what is scary is not always bad.
Yes, I keep thinking that. What is unfamiliar is not always safe, and what is safe is not always... Or we think that what is familiar is what is most safe.
Yes, but what is unfamiliar is not always unsafe.
Yeah, like, exactly. So, case in point, you might not need to get your real estate license. Apparently.
Yeah. So if you're feeling like you're pretty calm and you're like wondering why everything's fine, you actually don't need to wonder.
The other shoe is not about to drop.
No, it's actually going to be okay.
You're safe. And actually you can fuel up for the coming stress.
Yes.
By resting.
You can rest. Do something fun.
I promise you're safe. If you need to do some things to increase that safety and remind yourself you're safe, excellent.
Buy a pair of sneakers.
Yes. Eat some snacks. Sit in the sun. Maybe don't start another business.
Exactly. Our advice to you today. This is not an advice. This is not an advice podcast.
we need the button. We need to save it as a disclaimer. This is not an advice podcast.
This is not an advice podcast. We need to get someone weird to say
us. Yes, exactly.
Like a robot voice or something.
Yes, like that, like the fast disclaimer at the end of a car commercial. 0% APR.
Studying with Aiden would be great if not for his huge, distracting body. He studies shirtless like some sort of male model. Yeah. Of course he does. He's lying on his bed annotating the book of the week with his pen between his teeth.
Oh,
come on.
Smut.
Hot.
What?
Aiden
He's an English minor.
is an English minor, which is so hot.
Yeah, because he wanted to minor in something he actually enjoyed.
Reading.
Oh my God, I hate him.
Disgusting.
Gross. Fuck this up, Summer.
I wrote, this is my version of porn. A shirtless man annotating literature.
Annotating literature.
Come on.
Just with his...
It's like Oliver Wilde just...
Yeah. What?
Come on.
Hot. That's not okay.
Then later on down the page, they do... I didn't highlight this, but some other people did, and they thought it was great. You have a sex playlist?
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
He appears unfazed. Of course, some girls are quiet. Girls, do you know how awkward it is when guys don't make a sound? I wouldn't know.
I make plenty.
That's true. I don't like just silence. I don't like that.
I don't, because
I like some vocalization.
The vocalization I need for I feel like folks on the receiving end of women having sex with them, they understand because they're getting this constant affirmation because we're moaning, because it's socialized from an early age that we're allowed to moan. We're supposed to moan. It's fine.
Yeah,
but it's like affirmed, and it's actually not possible. Y'all, it is so fucking effortful to contain.
Yes,
but men, it's like God forbid they have an emotion and express it.
Heaven forbid.
The patriarchy extends into the bedroom, and so the internalized misogyny of it all, they're still working through it, and so. It is hot whenever guys know that, like, actually it's wonderful for you to make sound because it is affirming.
Yeah, make some sounds, talk. I don't know.
Express. Do something. Engage.
Yeah, this is a two-way street here.
It's so much better. It's so fun.
Yeah, we have a little, like, call and response.
It's a call and response. Take me to church. This is a call and response.
This is a do as I do song.
You're gonna tell A. You're gonna say, "Hey, this is a call and response moment."
No, he done figured it.
He figured it out by now. I've had to have some explicit instruction, and years ago we figured it out by now. This is call and response.
This is a call and response. Take me to church. I worship. Anyway,
if y'all didn't grow up in church, that's less funny, but definitely funny if you grew up in church.
That's right. The word of God for the people of God.
And all God's people said,
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Sex playlist. That's important.
Yes. Okay, page 124, about 31% into the book.
Yeah.
Does your offer still stand? This is Summer's perspective. I point to the pool cue, and his answering smirk is heavenly. When Case leans close. Okay, so in this scene, they are they're playing games. The whole first half.
They're testing each other.
The whole first half of this book, they're playing fucking games. And let me tell you, I got so irritated.
That's what I mean. That's what really pissed me off.
Don't do this.
Because that was so there's tension building, and then there's teenagers playing games.
Yes.
And that's what that was. And it got old.
Sure did. So Case is some random dude she met at the bar, where she's trying to make Aiden jealous.
Literally, there are several scenes where they're just trying to make one another jealous.
Yes, so many. And she is like, can you just teach me how to play pool? And he says, I'll teach you anything you want, Sunshine. And then obviously her immediate response is always, don't call her that. She does not like to be called Sunshine. But Aiden obviously jumps in and is like, don't call her that. Aiden's rough voice assaults my back like a flame. Case's eyes focus above my head and his mouth sets in a tight line. Instead of responding, he heads over to the cues to pick mine out. With a dramatic pivot, I face Aiden. Is this the part of your shitty wingman approach? Sunshine, he repeats, annoyed. I probably should have corrected Case, but I mean, what's the point? Telling a guy I just met about my fucked up relationship with my dad probably isn't the best opener. When I shrug, he releases a sardonic breath. I'm just here to play pool. I'm sure you are. Go assert your caveman tendencies elsewhere. Aiden leans against the pool table, arms crossed and biceps popping under his white t-shirt. Only thing I'm asserting is my free will. How about we play around me and Bethany versus you and Case?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just... What is my Olivia Rodrigo song?
Which Olivia Rodrigo song? I want to get him back.
I want to get him back.
I want to make him really jealous. Want to make him feel bad. It's the best line. I want to make him really jealous. I want to make him feel bad. Every girl, every woman across the nation, across the world said, yeah.
Yes. But then again, I really miss him, and that makes me
it makes me feel sad.
It makes me feel sad.
Masterpiece. A work of art.
I want to key his car. I want to make him lunch. I want to meet his mom and tell her son sucks.
Just to tell her son sucks.
Just to tell her.
That song, Jay got real tired of it this summer. I played it over and over because it was
my most played on that album for sure.
I think that and All American Bitch. But,
I love that song too.
So good. But yes, I want to get him back. I want to make him really jealous. I want to make him feel bad.
I want to make him feel bad.
And you know what? She did. So Streets and Sheets, there is quite the jealousy through line. And, if you're on a college campus and there's a million different dating opportunities all around you at any given time, maybe there's a lot of opportunities to stir up some jealousy and have some fun in this way. So I think that is the name of the game for them.
Yeah, I will tell you, fair warning, literally the entire first half of this book, the tension building is just 20-year-old bullshit.
It is 20-year-old bullshit. It's agonizing.
Yes. I won't read this whole passage, but there's a scene where they plan to go to the carnival or whatever, and they were like, we're going to go on the Ferris wheel together, Aiden and Summer. And then she sees Aiden getting on the Ferris wheel with someone else.
And she fucking takes a picture and kisses him or something.
She turns to her friend Connor and is like, kiss me.
Yes. So make him... Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's not... Instead of doing that, we could say, hey, Aiden, that kind of hurt my feelings. We should talk about that.
Yeah, just having a simple conversation.
I would rather just...
Is miscommunication a trope in and of itself? Just if we were to have a list of tropes, is just miscommunication a trope?
Just big miscommunications.
Because it pisses me the hell off. Every third act breakup is because of a miscommunication.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
And I'm pretty assertive, generally, if I feel secure and really... She feigns surprise. I can be
assertive.
Well, in some situations I do. I am not as assertive, and I have to work up to it. Generally, I'm pretty fucking assertive, and I value that. Just say it.
Just say your words.
Let's talk about it. It's okay, but yeah, the inner dialogue that he has. This is page 119. If it matters. This is before they leave, I think. She says, right, she smiles, still stroking my ear until my eyes are tempted to flutter shut. She's found a particularly sensitive erogenous zone, and I'd be content with my life if she did this forever.
Forever.
When she moves closer, I go rigid. Summer's tits are so close to my face, I feel starved to have my mouth on her sweet skin. But then she shifts towards my ear and whispers, you want to get out of here? Oh, this is when she's saying, this is how I would catch a guy.
Yes. She's trying to show him that she can pick up anybody, which is 100% true. Absolutely.
Yeah, he didn't doubt that.
Yeah, she's a hot girl. She can pick up anybody.
We made this very clear. Anyway, that's the 20-year-old bullshit.
They're playing games. They're playing games.
Mm-mm-mm.
You love the game.
They're young and they're restless.
We're young and we're restless.
They have taken it way too far. Take a shot.
So finally, page 153. Actually, only 38% into the book, we do get a spicy scene.
It just felt like so much longer.
It did feel way longer.
It started going real fast once we got... Yeah.
True. So after the Ferris wheel situation, Aiden pretty much shows up at her house, at her dorm, and is like, knock, knock, knock. I'm pissed off.
What the fuck were you doing?
Yeah. And she's like, well...
I just got out of the shower, and I'm only in a tiny t-shirt.
That's right. Me in the tiny t-shirt.
With nothing else.
So he says, "Can I kiss you, Summer? Yes or no?" I'm not sure what possesses me to say it. Maybe it's the way his hard body presses into mine or the way he looks at me with a rawness I haven't seen before. Yes. When I'm so desperate for him to claim my lips, he sinks to his knees.
What are you doing?
Yeah, literally. The surprise sound that leaves me might have been embarrassing if I could produce any thought, but Aiden Crawford is on his knees in front of me.
Sure is.
With his breath hitting my bare thighs. So thinking isn't my number one priority right now. What are you doing? I stutter. Kissing you.
Kissing you.
Why are we asking? Don't be asking stupid questions. Dumb girl. We don't ask questions.
How do we like our men?
On their knees. Woo, woo, woo.
I mean, the first scene. This is the first actual sexual interaction.
Sure.
And we could call it a kiss. It is a kiss to some lips.
If
you know what I mean.
No lips on her face. That's for sure.
Exactly. This was absolutely... This is where I was like, oh, okay, I see the point of this book.
Yes.
This is good smut.
The smut writing is top notch. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's why this is so popular on TikTok.
100%. And so she does ask dumb questions. And then this scene does kind of end with, I mean, it's kind of sad. He just kind of leaves. But page 155, he yanks my hips forward and off the edge of the couch, and my hands shoot out to stabilize myself when he presses his face between my thighs. Before I can take my next breath, his mouth seals over me, and I'm pretty sure I'm floating out of state. Aiden's tongue slides over my clit, and my legs tremor. His lips curve in an infuriating smirk, and he drives his tongue inside me.
That's what we're saying.
This is what we're saying, folks. That is one paragraph of this multi-page scene.
Excruciatingly descriptive.
Yes.
Nothing to the imagination. And then
next page, watch me, he orders. Watch me fuck you with my mouth, Summer. Like, we get it. The point of this book.
Yeah. It was very. I'm skimming it.
Anna's reading smut, apparently.
You can always tell when like 95% of my brain is in like as I read the words. It is. Yes, watch me, he orders. Watch me fuck you with my mouth, Summer. He does a twirl and flick that I can't comprehend, but my body loves. He doesn't take his hypnotizing green eyes off me, and I can't seem to look away either. Not even when I see that cocky glint, the one that would have otherwise made me tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one you just read? No, that's a little different.
We just read more of it.
Okay, beautiful. He's in charge. He's in charge there.
Yes, and then he leaves that scene by basically saying, she's like, why are you leaving? And he's like, hey, if you want to be with me, you're going to have to come to me. Which, you know what? No.
So this happened 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
If you want this, come and find me. And then not hearing from one another for a couple of days. As if they don't have cell phones.
Yeah. Oh, I know. They'd be like, she hasn't texted me in days. And it's like, but you can also say, hey, what's up?
Y'all have multiple mutual friends.
You know where she lives.
Y'all on the same fucking college campus. This is the days of Snapchat. Is everything. Like, we know where everyone is at all times.
Yes.
No, I don't. No. I don't buy the whole, like, if you're really into this, come find me.
Yeah. No.
Stupid. He maps my naked body like he's memorizing it.
Hell yeah.
As if what he just did to me isn't even close to enough for him. It's very
descriptive. It's long. It's hot.
Yeah. If you want it, you're going to have to come to me. With one look, he looks away. He walks away. And then the next chapter is, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
From Aiden's perspective. Yes, you are, actually.
You are a fucking idiot. Correct.
He says, finding out what shade of brown her nipples might be. Her nipples might be the nail in the coffin. Yeah.
He was really into the color of her nipples.
I don't know that I've heard that in smut
mentioned that several times.
Just really describing the color of her areolas.
Her skin is dark.
Oh, okay.
She has like dark brown skin.
So then maybe that would be a real appealing. I've just never heard anyone speak with gusto about the color, the shade of my areolas.
Pretty pink nipples.
Yes, that's generally. Okay.
Yes,
that's part
generally. So probably my guess is that my next notes are all smut. I'm hoping so. I don't know. So about halfway through the book, we finally come back together, I think. Who knows?
We're going to find out.
Yeah, so he's taking off her shirt, and he says, did you wear this for me? I ask as her lips skim the base of my throat, igniting a line of fire. And I absently glide my fingers along the material of her bra.
They're in his truck.
Yes.
In a parking lot.
Oh, that's right, because she wanted to hook up with him in the truck.
Car sex.
And he said, no thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb.
Big dumb boy.
She pulls back as if trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, and then I got your name tattooed on my ass.
I loved
Fucking insolent woman.
Did you wear this for me? Yeah.
And then I got your name tattooed on my ass.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, so later on, they're trying to hook up in the car. She's like, hey, I'd like to hook up with you. Let's have sex. Like, she wants to be fuck buddies, basically.
Yeah.
Great.
Which she is clear about.
Yes, she's very clear. She's like, I don't have time for a relationship right now. I'm trying to get in this postdoc program or PhD program, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I just need someone to chill with. Like, that's all I want.
They're clear with one another, or she is clear about that.
Yeah, and so he's like, I don't want our first time to be in the parking lot. Why not?
And she's like, this is the second time now. Because so whenever he leaves,
She
the first
asks him
time
to stay.
she's asked, so like, she's like, no, she's reaching for him. And he's like, no, like, if you want me, you're going to have to come get me. And so like, now she's coming to get him.
And he's saying no again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you seriously have to be the first jock to turn down a girl in his lap. Summer throws open the car door and jumps out, slamming it shut behind her.
It feels like rejection.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what it feels like.
Ouch.
Summer throws open the car door, jumps out, slamming it shut behind her. In the cold, secluded air of my truck, I mutter a curse and slide out with an uncomfortable erection in my pants. Well, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I have no sympathy for you.
Whose fucking fault? She's already halfway across the parking lot before I process what's happening. How the fuck did this go wrong? I can tell you. Let me drive you home, I call after her. I have legs. Call me when you're not pretending to be a gentleman.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, that does feel like rejection. It feels horrible. And also, sometimes we don't want a gentleman. Like, that's not...
She's made it very clear that she's not interested in a gentleman.
In a world of boys, he's a gentleman. That's not what we're looking for right now.
And he's trying to be honorable, but this is like, I don't even know if honorable is, he's just messing it up. He's messing it up.
Yes. I think he's trying to do what he thinks is right, but he's not doing it the right way.
He's trying, which we appreciate. He's trying to have some integrity. But I also think at this point in the fucking book, we are already so frustrated.
Fucking book.
In the fucking book. The fucking is not happening. And so we're already so like, the will they, won't they. We've talked many times about like how a slow burn sometimes does it really well. And the will they, won't they is like fine and like fun.
The tension building is sometimes hot.
Tension building can be so good.
Yeah.
This is a great example. I mean, we're here to bring the hot takes and critiques. This is a great example of will they, won't they tension building. So annoying.
Excruciating.
So painful. Not fun. Not hot.
Like,
it builds desperation and anger and irritation, and it makes me want to like put the book down.
Yes. I mean, if we think about A Court of Mist and Fury, like, Reese and Farrah don't hook up until the literally,
but
like,
Akamath is one of the biggest.
over 500 pages into the book.
Into the 1,000-page book.
Into the 700-page book. Like, we're not having sex until chapter freaking 50 or whatever.
But the tension building keeps you, like...
It's tension the whole time. Like, and there's no miscommunicating. Like, we're having conversations.
Maybe that's the difference.
And it's just... Yeah, it's just...
Maybe the difference is that he's the High Lord. I don't know. He's not human. Maybe we need more fairy smut.
We need more knots on our dicks.
We need more naughty dicks. We need more werewolves. Clearly, y'all go back and listen to our Bride episode.
Please do.
Allie Hazelwood. Yeah, I was struck. And this is right off the heels of Bride by Allie Hazelwood that we really... Y'all, it's scroll back. It's the next to last episode once this one comes out. But it kind of spoiled me for like a good tension and a good... This was irritating.
Yeah, I think we said in our Bride episode that it technically is a slow burn, but it didn't feel slow at all.
A slow burn is great. I want tension. I am a crockpot, not a microwave.
Correct.
Like, I want it to slowly build up. That's
I want
great.
to care about the characters.
I want to care. This made me want to strangle both of them,
Yes,
actually.
correct.
I did not care. This had the opposite of the intended effect. And maybe that's because we're too old.
Yeah.
Is it because we're too old?
I don't want to be too old.
No.
I'm just a baby right now.
I'm just a girl.
Just a girl.
Olivia Rodrigo's shirt.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
So there is like this really weird side plot with Summer's ex-boyfriend who's also applying for the same program she
Donnie.
is. He's a piece of shit.
Is Donnie straight?
He's fucking the professor.
Oh, that's right. I just couldn't like unsee him as like a very gay best friend
He did
character.
have like very...
It was the Land Rover in the
Yeah, his
outfits.
energy was just so intense. He was a piece of shit.
Okay. Yeah, he's
very
fucking the
annoying
professor.
plot to deal with. But yes, so there is like this underlying, like, I think Donnie's fucking the professor lightly throughout the book. And yes, correct, he is.
Annoying.
He is.
Yes, we all saw it coming.
Yes. Page 206. My breath hitches as I drag his sweats and boxers down his legs and see all of him. Most importantly, the spider tattoo that sits just below his hip bone.
That was fascinating.
He drew it out of a hat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, he drew it out of a hat?
Yes. So I think it
When did that come at?
Very towards the end. She asked him, like, so what's up with the spider tattoo? Like, it's freaking hot. Like,
Yeah.
on the hip bone. That's Harry Styles energy.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I lost a bet. Or no, it was like, when we all first moved into this house, we had this hat of, like, a box of consequences that if you did something to piss someone off, you just drew one, and that was your consequence.
Like a reverse douchebag jar.
Exactly.
I love that.
A reverse douche jar. So, like, he drew the tattoo, and then he was like, well, no one else has really drawn anything. All of them is pretty subtle, except for one person had to get a piercing. And she was like, none of your friends have piercings?
That's when that came up, the Jacob's Ladder.
Yes. And he was like, not that you can see. So I bet you Cole, because he lives in that basement like a weirdo.
Oh.
So someone's got a Jacob's Ladder piercing, which hopefully will come in another book.
Yeah, there are lots of, like, this is going to be a series.
Yes.
for the babies. Hey, I would read it for the smut.
I'll read the next one. I don't care.
Yeah, very, very good. But yes, he has a little hip
A little
tattoo.
spider tattoo.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I'm tossed on his bed, and he pulls off my leggings, lifting one of my legs to kiss a path to my inner thigh.
Very good.
Soft lips kiss the scrap of fabric until his finger hooks on the waistband. Aiden's hands tremble as he drags my panties down my thighs. This confident athlete who could have anyone on a golden platter is trembling, and it drives an entirely new heat to my core. Hot. So we get more...
He loves her.
Like, we get more oral sex. So... we love that.
This was a whole thing. I highlighted page 207. He said, my eyes flicker from his hard length.
Hard length.
We should make a just a running Google Doc
The length of him.
of ways to describe a penis.
His manhood.
Oh my god.
I hate that one.
Manhood, hard length, rod,
The steel rod. Ew.
his throbbing
What was it?
throbbing member.
Yes.
Oh no, we were watching Two Things I Hate About You.
Yes. Yes.
And the guidance counselor, you are not a guidance, but she was writing
What's
smut.
another word for engorged? I'll look it up.
You're no help.
I was like, oh my god, it's me.
It's literally you. You're like irritated that students are there. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You give me synonyms. Okay, yeah, that's not you. Reading the smut, maybe.
Yes, not writing the smut during the workday.
Maybe not during
Absolutely not.
You work very hard. Okay, but the point is, Aiden tightens his fist around the thick base and pumps it a few times.
Nice. There's no knot in sight.
There really isn't. Can we ever see a penis the same way ever again? No.
I'm like, where's the knot? Where is it?
Where is it?
To keep it inside.
I can't unsee that. My eyes flicker from his hard length to his face when he slaps it against my cheek. What? And he says, open. You were skimming.
I must have
She
been.
said, it's one of the rare times I do as I'm told.
Holy
I
shit.
bring my
I fucking
half-lidded
missed that.
gaze up as I take him entirely in my mouth. Aiden grips my jaw and slides in so deep I have to regulate my breathing to keep up. My lips suction around his shaft and his hand sinks into my hair just like that, baby. Are you okay?
I missed that
Are
completely.
you unwell?
I am shocked.
Yeah, open. What?
No, sir.
What?
I mean, okay.
but it's one of the rare times I do as I'm
I know,
told.
there is a line.
What are you gonna do?
There is a line later on that
Bite
was
it?
like, yeah, for real.
Fuck you.
There's a line later on that's like, I don't normally do what Aiden tells me to do unless I'm on my knees and his hands are on my throat. And I was like, all right, well.
I don't normally do as I'm told unless I'm naked and backwards. Okay.
That's relatable. Same.
Same. There are times.
If making her angry ends with her naked in my bed, I don't think I'll ever stop. Smiley face.
Just a smiley.
Okay.
No, y'all, this is one of the more explicit. You taste so fucking good. His warm breath makes me so hot that my breasts ache with pleasure. When he slips his tongue inside me, accompanied by his two thick fingers, my eyes squeeze shut and a tear strains my cheek.
A tear?
A tear. There's a couple times.
We're just crying. It's
Wow.
dick's so good. You're just
Wow.
crying.
Wow. The dick is... These babies.
I feel scared for the TikTok content that's going to come from this episode.
This is all, I roll my eyes and pull them closer. Can you fuck me already? Good point. None of this has been penetrative.
No penetration.
Yet.
No,
okay,
but
so these are spanning multiple chapters.
Yes. I've got penetration on page 211.
It is shocking to me how the plot can be so glaringly absent. But this can be so... The minutia, the detail. It
does the trick every time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a whole industry built on this, I know, but it constantly surprises me.
As a woman with a brain.
As a woman with a brain, there is no story, but
alas, here we are.
The story?
But the story.
A 20-minute interaction is lasting 3 or 4 chapters.
Love it. The right holes?
Right holes. She invested her time and her energy where it needed to be spent.
That's right.
I appreciate it.
Page 211. Come on, take all of me. Her forehead creases.
There's more? Too big dick trap.
That's right. I hold back my chuckle when I see her disbelieving face. You can take it. You're doing so good, baby. It can't possibly fit.
I'm holding the back of her head, hovering over. Okay, no, we're good. Too big dick trope. She whimpers, fisting the comforter, mouth parted, body moving with each thrust. Oh my God, right there.
Yeah.
Hearing her voice, her satisfaction gives me a fucking God complex. Well,
loaded God complex, cock and pull it.
Exactly. Other artists have addressed this.
That's right.
Y'all. This was some uncharted territory.
Yeah.
They're doing relatively like normal stuff. It was just like, wow,
just very descriptive, which we like.
That
we were just complaining earlier that AI did not give us enough description of a sex scene.
Yeah, listen to last week's episode.
Yeah,
we
asked ChatGPT to write a sex scene for us, and ChatGPT
got pretty close.
Tried to say no.
ChatGPT tried to tell us that it couldn't be that.
The robot's not going to tell me no.
Absolutely not. We got our way.
That's right.
It was as explicit as we could make.
Later on down this same page, Aiden says, "I'm going to come. My words are hoarse on their way out. With her pulsing around me, I write out her orgasm as long as I can. Then with the strength I didn't know she possessed, Summer flips us around to sit on top of me.
What?
Ain't no way.
Absolutely not.
You're going to come when I tell you to come. Okay, Summer, you can take control."
In italics. That was fun. That was cool.
That was fun. Also, ergonomically, what's happening?
He's a hockey player.
He's big.
He's enormous.
My partner is not a hockey player, and there's no possible way I could flip him.
Still twice your height.
I could not flip him over, even if I wanted to, which I don't.
Yeah, it's not. That's not how that works. But I mean, maybe these college students, maybe there's something different in the water. Maybe they've got more chutzpah than we do.
Maybe they just want to be on top more than I do.
College students. Maybe they're more motivated to be on top than I.
Look,
I'm not anti on top.
I'm not anti on top.
It's so much fucking work.
Yeah.
So much work.
I'm not here to do a job.
I'm here to receive.
Ken's job
is to pleasure me.
Yes.
I thought we were clear about this.
I'm just a girl.
I am here to thrive.
On the next page, Aiden is begging. He says, "I need to come." She leans in, her mouth inches from mine. "Say please." Okay. Fucking insolent woman.
The taunting of it all.
Yeah.
She is very much in charge. This is fascinating because we don't hear a lot about her exes. We don't hear a lot about... I think she's just angry.
I think she's working some stuff out in the bedroom, which...
With a hockey player.
You know what?
She's like, fuck you. Literally.
Literally.
It's fascinating to me.
Next page. "I don't like you," she says through bated breaths. "Tell me again when I'm not inside you."
Yeah, he's like, I don't buy it.
I feel like there's a miscommunication happening right now.
Miscommunication trope. Miscommunication within her.
Your words.
She doesn't.
Your words are different from everything else happening.
Everything else.
Indirect contradiction, actually.
Exactly. Yes. Goodness gracious.
All right. Page 230. "It's that time of the month when everything starts to make sense. Crying over a car commercial about International Women's Day, wanting to tear a certain hockey player's clothes off, and eating everything in our emergency snack drawer. It all makes sense when I get my period." It really do make sense.
And whomst of us can relate?
Yeah. Am I clinically depressed, or am I just a woman?
Do I need to quit my job? Is it all for naught? Has it all gone up in flames?
Is everything awful, or is my body raging a war against my brain?
Is this just a totally natural process that I can move through, and I'm going to be A-okay if I just need to... There's this beautiful... It's by... I think it's Brie Chida. It's C-H-I-D-A. So maybe Chida. Who can say? That beautiful art piece that I got. She has so many... Y'all, go look at her Instagram. She has gorgeous art. But one of them is, when my body says I need to rest, I ask, how long? How soft? And it's like, oh, I need to rest. Oh, okay. How can I do that? And I'm like, that is just such a beautiful thing that I can access in the middle of the month.
Yes.
If I need to rest, okay. Sure.
How long?
How soft? How well? What would be nice to rest? Let's do it. But when I actually need to calm the fuck down, and I actually need to rest because I am PMSing like crazy, no, I can't do that.
No.
I need to be angry.
I will actually just rage.
Crazy eyes.
Yes.
Crazy eyes are alive and well.
That's right. Also, we get some sweet interactions with Aiden and Summer. So
this
Summer
was precious.
is having a really bad period. She's cramping a lot. She's curled up in her bed.
Baby girl.
Whomst among us, you know. So he's got to leave to go to his hockey game. And she says, stay. I blurt because apparently I'm an idiot. He pauses halfway to the door, and my dumb request makes my heart twist like a coiled spring. Aww. When his hooded gaze meets mine, I'm breathing so hard I might be panting. Aiden stalks over to me, pulls my chin forward, and kisses me so thoroughly that butterflies ravage my uterus. When he pulls back, he stares at me with a thunder of emotions behind light eyes. I have that game. Right. Obviously. I don't know why I said that. Do cramps also make you stupid? He watches me for so long that I think there might be something on my face. He reluctantly pulls away, like leaving right now is bringing him a great deal of pain. But then he says, give me a few hours. And then he comes back and he takes care of her. He snuggles her. It's really very sweet.
This was where I was like, okay. The falling in love content. The tension between like them, their like inner process of like, and then like seeing it in each other of like, oh no, you're falling in love with me.
Yes.
Like that was beautiful.
I did really enjoy. I enjoyed that.
So beautiful.
I enjoyed Aiden being very sure of his feelings.
Yes, he falls first.
Yes,
that
he
was
falls first.
Really sweet.
And Summer slowly just like trying to figure it out and trying to be like, I don't even want this. I don't understand.
I appreciated at Love Valley Hazelwood, we've made that clear, but I appreciated that she was not, it wasn't like, how could he love a worm like me? It was like, no, like, I know that he loves me. You get it.
How could he love a worm like
Would you love me if I was a worm? Yeah, that's what I mean.
I know.
This is the dating equivalent of that. My God. How could you love a worm like me? Girls, we've all been there.
I'm just a worm.
I'm just a worm. How could he?
I'm just a rat with... I'm just a rat with a Stanley.
Exactly. I'm a rat with a Stanley. Bring me snacks.
That's right.
In any event, I appreciated that she did not. She was never confused that Aiden loved her.
Yeah.
She was like, no, this isn't that serious. But
she was like,
of course you're into me.
Those
Give
feelings,
me space.
You can keep those. That's fine. I'm just doing my own thing.
Doug, you're falling in love with me.
Yeah, obviously I'm hot.
You should date other people though.
Yeah.
Like the confidence was really cool.
Yeah.
I appreciated that. But yes, there is nothing quite so tender and quite so darling as whenever you have nothing to offer. You are just a girl. You are just a little worm.
Just a little worm.
A little baby. And he still loves you. That's sweet.
That's sweet. When you're rotting in your bed and he just comes to take care of you, that's just
that.
So
nothing
sweet.
To this day warms my heart quite the same way as me. Just I'm not fancy. Just me being me. Even me being a little crazy.
Yeah.
And still getting love for that. Still being appreciated. Still being cared for. Y'all, raise the bar. Raise the bar to that.
To the roof.
There's something about that unconditional love. That's
you're allowed to be a worm. Be a worm.
For the oldest daughters.
Yes.
Hard workers.
Oldest daughters, be a worm.
In fact, you don't have to earn love. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. Okay, page 249. We have a cute little jealousy moment, and by cute, I mean Streets and Sheets cute. So she comes to his game, and he sees her wearing a jersey, and he says, a jersey? I thought that lifestyle wasn't for you. She looks at it with disdain. It's not, but Cassie said going to my first college game without a jersey is a cardinal sin. I have to agree. I will be forever indebted to Cassie for making Summer Preston wear my name on her back. It's doing serious wonders for my ego. She's definitely leaving it on tonight. Are you sure? The question borders on mischief, and when she turns, I see why. Summer is wearing Samson's jersey.
Who she grew up with.
Yeah,
and so, that's one of her best friends. And so, but the rage.
The rage. Yours was occupied. She gestures to the concession stand, and my eyes follow to where Crystal Yang watches us wearing my number. I don't even pause before I grab the back of my jersey and pull it over my head, leaving my shoulder pads exposed. What the hell are you doing? Wide eyes trail down my bare torso. Take it off, and you're putting this on. Okay.
Well, that one
worked.
Did us in.
I liked that. I enjoyed that moment.
Big man, it's small girl.
It's a giant. It's like a dress on her.
Hockey
the
jersey
sleeves
in the
go
first
down
place.
to her wrists.
Yes.
Just kind of roll them up.
And like he helped her tuck it in.
Yeah. Yes, he tucked into the back of her leggings. That was really cute.
Oh my God. I loved that. Yeah, so there was a little possessiveness.
Hot.
I don't know. I think Streets and Sheets, I think that would be like, no, you're mine.
That's
I want you to cheer for me.
You're my girl.
Taylor, decked out head to toe.
That's true. She's wearing his number.
87, all over. To her boots.
Yeah, on her hat, on her wrist, on
Diamonds,
her neck, on her
everywhere.
shirt, on her pants, on her boots, on her purse.
I belong to him.
Yeah. She's marking territory.
Tens of thousands of dollars. Oh, she's been marked.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot, okay? That we love. I want you to want people to know that I'm yours.
Yeah.
What do you think wedding rings are about?
Exactly.
I belong to someone, okay?
Okay, so later on...
In an egalitarian feminist kind of way.
That's right.
He does not own me. He really knows me.
Not because he owns me, because he really knows me.
Exactly.
I'm wearing his initial on a chain around my neck.
So sweet.
So later on, we get some, like, weird... I don't know. I feel like Aiden is trying to do a really good job of meeting Summer where she's at, but I'm not sure the execution was the right way to do it.
No.
So, page 264... I'm not sleeping with anyone else, he says, making it clearer. My logical thoughts scatter like pigeons. I don't care about metaphorical eggs or what we should be doing. I already know what I want. His eyes...
Stating clear intentions.
That's true. He's like, this is what I want.
Yes.
His eyes flicker with an intense emotion and a wash of panic floods through me. Aiden searches my face and his heavy expression changes. But you're right. We're not exclusive, so if you want to explore your options, you should. His words are as rough as sandpaper. My panic drains, but the sudden switch in his demeanor makes me skeptical. You're okay with that? It's not for me to be okay with. It's your life, Summer. You make the decisions. So, like, I think I do appreciate that. Though it is to Aiden's, like, emotional detriment.
Yeah, he kind of, like, empowers her and is like, I'm not going to force you to be in this. Like, this has got... Which, I mean, that's her style. Like, it needs to be her idea.
Yeah, for sure.
But it does kind of put the ball in her court. It's not... super clear. I don't know. They're college students.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me was like, would it have been better for him to be like,
I don't want you to date other people.
I only want this if we're exclusive together. Like,
yes,
I don't want to just
that's
be
a good point.
I don't want to be the only exclusive one here, and I don't want to date anyone else.
He was like, I'm not dating anyone else. You can fuck around if you want to. Like, that's not true. He doesn't want that.
He doesn't want that. So it's either like, I think it needs to be a clear line. Like, we're either together or we're not.
It is healthy and appropriate for you in the partnership to say, I want to be with you under these conditions.
Yes.
Like, that is actually...
You're allowed to set that boundary.
Because you're going to get resentful. You're going to get, like, no, we cannot control someone else. But it is important to say, like, I want to be exclusive with you, or I'm okay if we're open in this way and not in this way, whatever.
Right.
So, but they're children. How could they know?
Yeah. So then Aiden sees Summer at the bar where she was flirting with some guy. And
all athletes.
Yeah, just...
She hates hockey players, but she sure will fuck around with basketball.
Right. Basketball,
football.
anybody. So she runs to the bathroom after she sees Aiden across the bar, and I'm just hook up in the bathroom.
Hot.
Very icebreaker.
It was giving icebreaker. It was a good one.
I'm drying my hands when the bathroom door creaks open and Aiden steps inside, a dark shadow covering his face. I swallow so hard that his eyes drop to my throat. When I step away from the sink, he closes the door. She
was there with another guy.
Yeah. A storm brews in my belly. You're in the wrong bathroom. I'm not. He twists the lock and the click echoes in the door.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot.
That was the urgency.
Panties to the side.
Literally said panties to the side.
It said, yes.
So good.
As if he's reading my mind, or maybe just my body, one of his hands slides to my waist, searing my skin through my dress as he lifts me off the floor. His mouth covers mine and he breaks me open with a hungry, desperate kiss. My dress rides all the way up and my back hits the cold tiled wall. His hard body spread my legs open. Fuck, I missed you, he whispers, nuzzling my neck.
So hot.
Hot. The clanking of his belt might as well be a singing church choir with how close I feel to heaven. That's hot. I think belt clinking is a very hot sound.
Yeah. It's like, you know, on those old Disney movies when it would da 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 da. It would show the castle. And like, you know, the old 90s VHS was it would set you up for, I am in for a good rainy Saturday afternoon with a bowl of popcorn.
Coming soon.
Yes. Like I am in for it. It's classical conditioning for just like, it primes your brain for, good things are coming.
Yes.
Like,
And yeah, so the clinking of the belt
indicates something else. Yes.
Yes, I love it. It does it for me every time. I love that sound.
Because, yeah, it's good.
Yes, it's a conditioned response.
This is behaviorism at its finest.
It's a conditioned response.
Yes.
It's like clink.
Salivation. Immediate. I'm just changing my pants.
We do get a nice hook up in the bathroom against the wall. Against the wall. It was hot. Panties to the side. And then I didn't highlight it, but he does say something like, hey, when you can't walk tomorrow, just remember that was me.
Yeah. And sure enough, this plot is on the nose.
Yeah, she was like, ouch.
She was having a hard time. And then Donnie picks her up and is like,
you seem like you're walking weird.
You seem like you're still hungover. And she's like, fuck off.
No, I'm just walking bow-legged now.
Just a little, struggling.
Ouch.
Cute.
So page 286. So Kian is Aiden's best friend, and I just highlighted this because Taylor Swift, obviously.
I got it too.
Yes. He saw someone he liked on a date with someone, an ice skater. And he's been listening to Folklore on repeat and watching The Cutting Edge. A girly just like me.
Yeah. Like these are positive coping skills.
Yeah. That seems like a great coping skill. And a man of taste, actually.
Yeah. The other day I went and just like, yet again, this is not the first time I've done this, but I went to the park that we sometimes will take the dogs to together. Mm-hmm. Well, we take your dog. My dogs, we do other things with because my dogs are
perfect.
Agents of chaos. They're perfect. They're just very busy. And just listen to Evermore.
Yeah.
Just start to finish.
And
just like stare out at I discover new things every time. I really am like, this is really, I don't know. Yes, like Kian gets it.
Yeah, he gets it. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Feeling your feels. Processing.
That's right. Page 291. So, you don't care, I ask? My life would be a whole lot easier if he doesn't, or if I can just convince myself that I don't. But the truth...
this is more about you, honey.
That's right. But the truth simmers like a pot ready to overflow. His jaw tightens, that once calm expression slips from his face like melted ice. Oh, I care. He steps forward and his palms rest on either side of the counter to cage me in. The thought of someone else getting to see you smile, his thumb leaves a warm imprint on my lip. Making you laugh or touching you drives me fucking insane.
That's what we wanted you to say.
That's what we need you to say.
Yes.
That's right. He steps back to lean against the counter like he didn't steal every ounce of my personal space. But I'll deal, because I know you're only going on dates to distract yourself. You can pretend all you want, Summer, but we both know it'll be me in the end. Safe, strong, steady. Isn't that what you want?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting point. Yeah. Yes, he is a hockey player, but he is safe, strong, and steady.
That's right.
Perhaps it's less about, maybe stereotypes don't always apply.
That's right.
Maybe actually get to know the person. Not to say that, look at the actual flags that the actual person is putting out there.
Exactly.
But yes, this is before the setup date.
With the accountant.
Yes.
It's very boring.
Entertaining.
Yeah, so that was on page 291. We go on the awkward date with the accountant that his friends crashed, which was pretty funny. I did like that. That was funny. And then she's
going to go see other people because she's not in love with him.
Yeah.
She wants something that he doesn't fit her 5-year plan.
That's right. And you know what? She runs and she meets him in the pouring rain. Drop everything down. She's dripping wet. Just soaking in the rain.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm yours, Aiden. Treat me like it. She's mine and she's perfect. You are, I say, my throat thick. So it's only right that you get the Summer Preston girlfriend experience. I'm rock hard.
I'm rock hard, period.
Emotional intimacy.
Is emotional intimacy turning you on? We just watched that last night. We're rewatching New Girl.
So good. Girlfriend, is that the word we're using? I figured you'd like it. Okay, so they do fuck around and find out.
They sure do.
Towards the end of this book. We get a Ferris wheel hookup. Woo, woo, woo.
So there was some movie at some point that did this. Ferris wheel hookup. Hot. Because you're in public, but nobody's looking.
You're like a million feet in the air.
If you have a coat, yeah, you can see. It's thrilling.
It's hot.
So hot. And he really, the description was
oof,
top notch.
There are people all around us, Crawford. My words are too breathy to hold any weight. I can make you finish before we even hit the ground.
That is a challenge.
Let's go. Set that timer.
Yeah, that is a challenge. That was because that's true. Like you've got to do it before.
You got to do it like when you're towards the top.
Yeah,
because you're too close to the ground.
You're too close to other people can see. But then when you're up there, wow, that was a little fantasy moment.
It was hot. It was really hot.
And y'all read the other or heard us read the other smut. Like you understand. Like this was not just like they were fooling around on the Ferris wheel. This was like several pages. And description of like, how his fingers are just so big. And exactly what they're doing.
Yes. Really.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Who knew that a hand job could be so fun?
That's right. So this plot, let me tell you, it just keeps going forever and ever. And I just never thought it was going to end.
Stupidest plot. But it's not even that stupid. It's just boring.
So, yes.
And predictable.
Summer is like trying to work it out with her dad, or like her dad is at least trying to work it out with her, and Summer's being very resistant. And me. And so her dad does get kind of rude at the dinner table in front of Aiden. And you know what? I love a good protect. I love when a man stands up to people for you. I appreciate that.
And he wants a career in hockey. He wants to go pro. And so standing up to her dad, who is a pro hockey guy, that's risky. Mm-hmm. And he does that.
Yeah, he does.
Because of his love for her.
He loves her. Mm-hmm. I stand to follow her, but I can't just leave. I don't mean to disrespect you, sir, but Summer has done nothing but work her ass off to get where she is. If you want to show her that you care, just be supportive of her decisions. How you're acting now is doing nothing but hurting her, and I won't stand by while my girlfriend can't have a conversation with her father without him overstepping. Gray eyes grow frigid. You know nothing about my family. I know enough. I see red, but I'm pretty sure he does too. I know how she's cried about you choosing your career over her, and how you haven't even bothered to get to know her even after you retired. It's a shame, but I'm proud to say that she's the greatest woman I've ever met, and it's no thanks to you. It's like, woof. Good protect.
Yeah, I did. Good protect.
He did. Good protect. And then she immediately wants to fuck him in the bedroom of the yacht that her parents are on. I was like, that is a wild way to displace your emotion.
You're right there. I'm all worked up. Let's work this out.
Let's fuck with my dad outside this door.
And then he knocks on the door.
And he's like, hello? Oh. And Aiden's like, oh my God.
Shocking.
Tucking his shirt in. Like, don't look at me. Oh, man, my friends are going to see me with a boner.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was predictable.
Yeah. Page 357, we've got more smut. Let me tell you, y'all, there is so many.
It makes up for it. Yes.
There's so many. At any point, if you're bored with the plot, just turn 4 more pages.
Yeah,
and we have smut.
Once you hit that 30%, and it straightens out just fine.
Come here. Those 2 words send a weight dropping between my legs. I crawl over him to touch his hard length. Not yet. Move up higher. He lays flat on the bed, waiting for me to follow his instructions. What are you doing? Getting comfortable. I eye him with suspicion. Higher, Summer, he demands. I move high enough to straddle his abdomen.
Yes.
He smiles, watching my uncertain movements. Sit on my face, baby. A ton of oral sex in this book, y'all. And you know what?
For the ladies.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
She's like, why do you want me to keep scooting up? I don't understand.
I don't know what you're wanting.
The quad strength required in a face it situation.
I mean, if they die, right? Like,
what? That was some podcast. They were like, somebody wrote in and they were like, I don't know I don't want to like squish him. And then they're like, if that's the way he goes, then what a way to die. Good for him. Like, come on, honey.
Yeah.
Like, do not be ashamed.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I find that men who want you to do that are not afraid of being.
No, they're not.
They're not afraid of being suffocated, friends.
Nope. They want to absorb. They want to be fully present in this moment.
They're there for a long time. A good time and a long time.
We love to see it.
All right, at the end of this book, we do get some nice
revenge
on Donnie. We
Donnie.
expose the affair with the professor. She slaps him across the face. Aiden takes responsibility for the break-in of the exposing of the affair.
And then he gets
suspended. And she's like, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, "Look,
I did this for you.
I'm freaking signed with the NHL. It's fine. I will be just fine."
I'll be just fine. But he took the heat for her.
He took the heat. It was cute. And you know what? It turned out to be absolutely fine because guess what? Summer's dad is very powerful hockey man. And he's like,
as the turntables.
My daughter's boyfriend is actually going to play. So I need you to fix that.
I need for you to solve that.
It turned out just fine.
Friends in high places. Yeah. Any tension, it gets resolved.
Immediately.
Sure. Yeah.
Just immediately.
Yeah. Except for the sexual tension. Sexual tension continues.
It didn't cut for a very long time.
Yeah, a book of paradoxes. Mm-hmm. This was a fascinating read from a literary perspective.
As a literary critic,
as a woman in STEM,
doing research. So so this book.
Epilogue.
Oh, 9 years later.
They have 2 children.
They have 2 babies, yes. They have a girl and then one on the way.
Yes, exactly.
And she's not showing yet. She's still very little.
And she has a illustrious career in sports psychology.
Yes. And I wanted to highlight this. I just didn't. But I was like, because there's a part where they're like flirting in the kitchen. He's like, should I fuck you right now in this kitchen?
Yeah.
And you know who walks in? The fucking kid. And like, this is why we don't.
Case in point.
This is why I don't read single dad romances. I'm like, can you imagine, like,
cock blocking by a child?
That's right. We could have had a kitchen sink moment, but
yeah, could have
cock blocked by a child.
Exactly. That's why we need childcare in these books with children.
Books with children.
Yes.
All right. So, okay.
If we were to assign, let's do the characters first.
Okay. Our main character, Aiden Crawford. Streets and Sheets.
I think Streets, he's 21.
He's 21.
Age appropriate.
He's 21 the best he can with what he has.
Exactly. Like, I think he really is doing great for a 21-year-old guy.
I agree.
Like,
he's very steady. I think maybe his execution isn't always the best, but
sure.
he knows what he wants, and he's doing his best to communicate it in the best way he knows how.
Yeah. I think he's respected by others. Like, that was a good, sure. We like him. I mean, if I were to assign a number rating, I'm going to do 3.5. 3.5 for Aiden. Not because he's bad.
In the sheets.
In the sheets.
4, I would say. He's young.
I didn't like how he kept turning her down because she wanted it. I wanted it.
That's true. That was annoying.
That irritated me.
Yeah.
I think he was pretty great in the sheets.
Yeah.
I would say 4.5.
Yeah.
But then I bring in other characters and I'm like, but compared to
Zayden
Ryerson,
whoo,
to Resand, dear God.
It is hard for some of these
these
characters. The characters that are based in reality versus characters who are fiction, who are fantastical.
Is it fair?
Is it fair? Because Zayden and Violet can talk mind to mind.
True.
Feyre and
lightning
Race
bolts
can talk mind to mind. There's some real.
Now our werewolf
our
friend,
mouths can be otherwise occupied while we're still talking.
True.
So I'm not sure it's quite fair to compare
At
these
some
poor
point,
human men.
Mere mortals. Yeah, so maybe we need mortal and fantasy realm separate because it does become apples to oranges at some point. Thank you for that observation.
You're welcome.
As a woman in STEM.
As a woman in STEM, these are the observations that I have made in my research.
This is data. Cold, hard data. Yes, these are different categories. But compared to like Brandon from...
It Happened One Summer?
Summer. Brendan. I was going to... Not compared to our Brandon.
Our Brandon, who is an angel and
Our
perfect.
Brandon has never done anything
a 100
wrong.
out of 5.
He's flawless. Exactly. But Brendan, yeah, Won't You Be My Neighbor? It Happened One Summer. But he's a grown man.
He's a grown-ass man.
Like, that's the difference. Is like Aiden is a child. He's not a child. He's doing great. He's fine.
He's 21. He's hot. I like him.
He's hot. He's great. Streets and Cheats.
Streets and Cheats.
What about our girl Summer?
Summer is doing...
Are we about to be harder on the girl than we are on the guy?
I don't think Summer is bad.
No, I don't. I agree.
I think Summer is 21, and she is trying to figure it out.
There was this constant like theme and push and pull of like who she thought she was supposed to be and who she thought she wanted to be and what she thought she wanted versus
didn't know who I was supposed to be.
Exactly. She is just to be so stubborn. And stubborn is kind of a gendered term, but to be so strong in what you don't actually know yet.
Yes.
And to have such strong opinions and strong beliefs. I would never do something like that. I could never be me.
I would never have deep-rooted opinions that are wrong.
And yes, so I think maybe that is what irked me sometimes about her is I was like, oh, she's coming on real hot about something that she doesn't know a lot about yet.
Since that was me. It's me. Yeah, I think that is kind of the issue is like we can see ourselves in Summer 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. And it's hard to look at that and be like, the fuck are you doing?
Straighten up. Yes, but I bet that a lot of the girlies reading this they're
like, oh my God,
they're younger. And so they're like, oh yeah, I relate. Oh wow, I've learned that maybe what I want is not always what I actually want. What I think I want is not actually what I want. And yeah, so that's a great lesson, but it is hard. It's hard to look back and be like, ah.
I know. Yeah, it's hard. But you know what? In your life, you'll do things greater than dating the PhD student.
The accounting,
that weird accounting guy.
Yeah. So in that sense, that's a good. I feel softer towards Summer now.
Yeah. All right. So the smut versus plot. Okay. Look,
we've covered this.
If we were going to average the smut content versus the plot. I'm giving the
plot is like a 1 to 2.
The plot is like a 1, but the smut is like a 4. So I think that's what we hit.
Oh, that's a good point.
We're in that 3.5 kind of.
It's not even that the plot is horrible.
It's just not there.
It's just not. There isn't one.
The plot that's there.
It's just time is
fine.
going by.
The plot that's there is not bad. It's fine. It's just like it's like a day in the life.
Yeah, it really is. That is a thing. That's a. Jay has talked about it in his fantasy book. Yeah.
But I can't quite recall it.
But it's not day in the life, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
It's a similar. Yeah, so in that sense, but I do like a little bit more of I think we've been ruined by like Fourth Wing and even Bride by Elias, like even like some of these like
characters
stories,
that we love.
Yeah. That actually are going in a direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think look, I liked the book. I probably will read the next ones that come out. Because I'm a smart girly, but it's not. This is a fluff. This is a fluffy book. Yeah, you're not here to learn anything new.
Which is what we're trying. That we planned to review this in part because like we need some fluffy book diversity.
We need to read something that doesn't require us to think.
Yeah,
I'm done thinking. Actually,
I read it laying on the couch with the fire on with some soft music playing and some wine like that. Like this is just like a chill.
It's just a chill. Read it on the beach. Read it by the lake.
Yeah,
you'll get it done in a few hours.
This is nothing of consequence.
That's right.
Which is fantastic and exactly what we need sometimes. So I would say yes, about a 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5, and that's a 3.5 knowing that the smut is good.
Yeah, we're saying the smut is great.
Yes, if you want a book for the smut content, then this is a book for you for sure. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening to this review of Collide. Yes. In a couple weeks, we'll be reviewing Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez.
It's a popular book.
Super
I've
popular
had it
book.
recommended by many folks. I have not read it yet.
I haven't read it yet
I'm
either.
looking forward.
It's been on my list for a while, so I'm looking forward to reading it. I've heard that people enjoy Abby Jimenez, and I have not read anything by her yet.
I know. I keep getting her stuff recommended. And so it's always fun to, it's similar to like on the Kindle, like when folks are, we're all highlighting the same thing. It's fun to read books along with the rest of the smut community.
Yeah.
It brings me joy. We're
That's
all in
right.
this together.
You can always follow us on socials at Smut is Better with Friends. If you like this podcast, leave a review for it, rate and review so more friends can find us.
Yes.
Tell your friends. There's always room in the Smut Club for more people.
It brings us all kinds of joy.
Yes. And you can send us your thoughts, comments, and suggestions to smutisbetterwithfriends@gmail.com. And until next time, I did not realize that we were slapping each other in the face with our dicks. Open up. Bye.
Bye.